or the moon.
The algae requires a lot of light though, so you need a pretty good energy source. Um,
Like the sun?
um, the problem is on Mars, the sun is quite a bit attenuated, and you're trying to concentrate the algae not over a large area. You're trying to concentrate it within like a drum. So you're going to need to have very concentrated light source to supply the light for that, right? Otherwise, you would need a huge surface area.
I mean, we got good light. We got tons of lights. You can bring all the lights you want up. Right? We bring in one of those little nuclear power things they got on the subs and the aircraft carriers. We have
Yeah, they've
so now
already
you got
said that,
unlimited power. Now
and
you
that's
got
what they've
unlimited
already said
power,
for
and then you
Mars.
bring
You
the
would need to
lights.
have you need a nuclear reactor for Mars. That's the consensus.
I mean, I don't think so. You could probably do it with solar panels, but or a nuclear thing, whatever.
Yeah, nuclear is the
You
most
tell me,
compact, most energetic for its size and weight.
You guys are way ahead of yourselves. It's been 70 years, and all we got is a CGI trip around the moon. So you guys are way ahead of yourselves.
I'm curious, SC, if there was like an oracle in front of you and you had to correctly answer whether this moon was real or fake, whether they went around the moon for real or whether it was fake, and your life depended on it, what would you say? And you had to answer one way or the other.
100% fake. 100% fake. What would you say?
Dude, I'd put my kid's life on it that it was real. What do you mean?
Wow.
one of you guys are gonna die. Somebody's dying.
Someone's dying here
Because
for
we have
sure.
no way of knowing who's right and who's wrong.
Well, yeah, we don't. But what's funny is the limited amount of stuff that they need to show you to believe this is real, right? It's quite fascinating to watch.
I know all they had to show was a giant skyscraper-sized rocket lift off from the pad. They had
And
to.
then turn into a cartoon, and you fell
They had
for it.
amateur astronomers and amateur radio guys all over the world tracking it on the way to the moon and back. Fake that somehow.
Sure they did. Yeah,
Fake the
sure they did.
reentry that people in Southern California saw and heard. You have to fake that too. I know, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. A tin can re-entering the Earth.
You think they shot the cannons off to make the sonic boom? They just shot them off like pow.
Oh, the sonic boom. I'm sure there's no way they could have done that, eh? Yeah, you're right. I'm convinced. I'm totally convinced.
Perfect CGI matching all clouds.
Well, that's not hard. See, I used to think that if you had a camera on the moon, that would prove it. But all you'd have to do is take a whole bunch of Doppler radars and whatever they already have in the sky, match all the pieces up, and then paste it together. And now you got a picture of like a panorama.
There's a flight simulator that does this.
Yeah, maybe nowadays you could do it, but they couldn't do it in the 60s and 70s.
And on a live stream?
You don't know what they could or couldn't do in the 60s or 70s. You know what technology they had in the 60s or 70s? Do you know what technology they have right now, Jake?
Well, they didn't have AI video generation.
You don't know that. You don't know that, bro. You don't know what they had then, and you don't know what they have now. You don't know what they had then. How do you know the technology the government had in the freaking 70s? Come on, dude. That's stupid even.
No, because there's limits of like memory.
You don't know what they had, bro. I can't.
Like
you guys are really trying to argue that you know what technology the government had in the 70s.
Well, I know what they didn't have.
We know the milestones of the technology that they needed to get to that level of computation power and memory storage and all that. And there had to be whole sciences created that didn't exist then. We know the scientists, the people that were involved all along the way to create that, and then create the machine that can make that, which is even more complicated, right? The most complicated machine in the world, right, is the one that makes these semiconductors. And
they didn't have 16 gigabyte They didn't have 16 gigabyte sticks of RAM. We know that.
You guys are so easily convinced, man, that they know they don't have to do a lot. Most people don't care. So, yeah.
I mean,
Bring in the money.
You're easily convinced that there's dirt forever under your feet.
And see, they
That's a
would have to do a
comparison.
lot.
Yeah, that's a good
They would have
comparison
to
there.
build. And see, in order to fool me, they would have to build a big ass skyscraper rocket, put people in it, launch it into the sky, make it somehow go into the ocean, have
No
it
one's
to where you can
disputing
track
the
it.
rocket. No one's disputing the rocket part, right? It's what happens after that.
Where the rocket goes. You see the people go into the rocket, and the rocket goes up. Now, whether it's the rocket go.
Into the ocean. Splashdown.
Well,
And then they
there's
show you
tons
a
of planes over
cartoon.
the ocean.
You know how
There's
far
tons
that
of
is?
planes right in that path. Where show us a video of people in planes seeing the rocket go down into the ocean.
And then you got to hide the astronauts in the ocean until they come back.
Yeah,
So
you
you
hope
don't
no one
think
like
with all
Bart
that
Simpson gets
vast...
some funding and goes looking for the, the stages that were supposedly spent in space. Like like the Dragon, or not the Dragon, the Orion capsule. The cryogenic, Delta IV Heavy upper stage. All that stuff that we claim is now space junk.
You know
So
what?
you
You know
have to
when you
take
go
the
on.
rocket
You know when
back
you
to
go
the
on
ocean.
water. You know when you go on water somewhere. I don't know because I assume there's somebody in the chat in the VC who knows these things. When you're in water and you're on a boat, do you have to announce to like a coast guard that you're going somewhere? I assume it's quite restricted, right?
No, you don't have to announce anybody.
Oh, you can just go anywhere you like in the water, in the ocean, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but you think the drug
In
dealers are like,
international waters, you don't need anybody's permission.
yeah, you think the drug dealers are like, hey, Coast Guard, we're over here.
Well, they famously said that the rockets were going into the Bermuda Triangle. You must have heard that, right?
I mean, I don't. Obviously, they're not going there because that's not the direction that the rocket leaves the pad.
Well, whichever direction it's going, can we all agree that it could be an unmanned space rocket? Quote unquote space rocket, right?
Sure, it could be unmanned.
Well, somebody was saying they got to hide the astronauts somewhere. No, they don't. They could just done an unmanned thing.
I don't know. I'd like to know how you guys know what technology in the 70s and what technology they have now.
Well, they didn't.
Well,
They
let's think
didn't. They
about
didn't have
this.
the clearance. It's quite obvious. You don't have the clearance, so you don't know.
Well, let's think about this,
Yeah, you
right?
don't
So they
know.
have to design. They have to design.
Bro,
They
you
have
don't
to
know
design.
what they designed or what they didn't design. You don't know what they were doing in the basement in
Let's just
Area
think about it.
50.
Let's think about it.
In the basement of Area 51, do you know what they were designing? You don't, Jake. Nobody, you, Pinky doesn't, Left Lane, none of you guys know what technology the government has now or what we had in the 70s. So,
Bro, Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey was crazy, especially with no freaking G like they try to make it seem.
I had this crazy secret technology, gigabytes and all this other type of shit. And they just used that to fake the moon mission, but they didn't use that in like the Vietnam War or nothing. It's like, oh, fuck that.
You just said it, and you answered your own question. Secret. It's secret.
What I'm saying, you gonna keep this secret technology to fake a moon mission that accomplishes absolutely fucking nothing, but you're not gonna use your secret technology to
no,
in
the
a
moon
war that
mission
you
accomplished.
currently do your ass in.
The moon
Yeah,
mission accomplished.
that's like not analogous.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
nothing.
mean, the moon mission accomplished a lot. First of all, I don't know why you say it accomplished nothing.
What did it do? I'm talking about like what did it do if the moon mission didn't happen? Nobody would have cared.
That's where they locked the globe up. They had it locked in once they did that.
Right, then the moon mission had nothing to do with proving whether or not people knew that the Earth was a globe way before talking about going to the moon.
Yeah, but it was way more debatable before that because they're like, yo, you've never even seen it. That was probably a big argument back then. I would have been arguing that. I'd be like, you've never seen this whole thing with your in one shot to know.
It wasn't debatable, dude. Even the most staunchest
It's
moon
debatable right now.
landing deniers are Globers, bro.
It's debatable right now. How are you saying it wasn't debatable before the moon landing? Before
No,
anyone
it's
had
not
ever
debatable.
seen the Earth with her in one shot? You're telling me it wasn't debatable then, but it's debatable now.
It's not really debatable now. We just debated in here because we were bored. But
It's
I'm
not
just saying, like,
debatable. We
we
just
went back
spend all
there.
day debating it. I know.
Like 10 years debating it, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, but it's really not debatable. Every debate you get clapped in, you just end up going back to, oh, we don't know.
Saying it's not debatable while debating it. What the fuck is wrong with
Bro,
you
you ain't
guys?
clapping nothing.
I don't see it
You
as a
wouldn't even
debate. I
clap
see
at a
it as more
concert.
of a,
You wouldn't
I really
clap
don't see it as a
cheeks,
debate.
clap at a
Carlito,
concert. You ain't clapping nothing, bro.
excuse me.
Jeremy,
I'm just saying,
I would say
when
I
we
would
talk
put
about
money
this stuff,
down. They did not have 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM in 1960.
You don't know that. You don't know
I
what they were do you know in 1960? Do you know what they were doing in Area 51?
90. I don't, but
Okay, so you don't know that.
99.999% I know that they did not have sticks of 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM.
No, 90. You
Not
don't
a,
know if it's not 100%. You don't know, first of all. I've already
They didn't
explained
even
that,
have
and I have a proof
they
for
didn't have
that. So
CPUs that could even work with that much RAM.
you
how do
don't
you
know that they
know?
didn't have the CPUs that could work with that much RAM because you don't know what technology they had. They could have damn well had a computer that could have worked with that much RAM.
I do. I would put down $1,000 that they did not have 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM. Not in Area 51, nowhere.
Okay, now how
I
do we
put more
check?
than that.
How do we check?
More than that.
How do you verify that with your $1,000
But
guy?
all you got to do, all you guys have to do is find one example of a 512 gigabyte stick of RAM
Yeah,
in 1960.
evidence. The evidence, the
Secret.
positive claim
Great.
that it might exist required evidence.
No, hold
Because
on, dude. Before you start going on switching the burden of proof, I said that they could have had this, and maybe they did have this technology. You guys are the ones saying there's no way they could have had it. You guys are making the claim.
I don't even
Based on
care to
evidence.
win money. I'll just put the money. I'll put the money up, and if you guys find evidence, I'll just pay out. I don't need to win any.
I put money up too. I want the money though when we win.
we don't need your fucking money.
I want the
Yeah, it
money.
ain't
But I
about
mean,
the
like
money,
we've
We're
bro.
not gonna
uncovered
get
all
it,
this
Joe.
other stuff. Like look at all the other stuff that you guys
Name
claim they
something.
fake that we uncover.
What?
Well, they faked the moon landing. All the stuff that they tried to keep
You don't
hidden,
believe that either.
but they can't. I believe they landed on the moon. What I'm saying is, you believe that their secrets get exposed, that you've exposed their secrets. So, like, why wouldn't we be able to also expose the secrets of the technology they used? We just got to find one guy from the 60s that worked at NASA that's like,
Like
oh yeah,
Bob Lazar.
we have 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM.
Like a guy like Bob Lazar.
Yeah, did he say that they had 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM?
No, that's why I said a guy like Bob Lazar, not Bob Lazar.
I don't know. I don't know even I don't know anything about him. But yeah, somebody like that. If he was
You
a
don't even know who he is. He was
whistleblower,
a tennis player. He was a tennis player, ping pong, table
Well, I
tennis.
thought
did he have
wasn't he
secrets? Did he
I
expose
thought he was the
secrets of
alien guy, wasn't he?
secret technology?
I thought Bob Lazar was the alien guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was the alien guy, the one that said he got abducted and all that shit.
Yeah, waste of time. Don't want to
I'm
look
thinking
into that.
another guy. Yeah, Bob Lazar was an absolute a drug addict.
Well, he's the Roswell guy.
Didn't he do a? He did a interview with Joe Rogan. I'm pretty
Bro,
sure.
you would have had to have seen through walls before you were born to know what happened in the basement of Area 51 and if they did or didn't have 512 gigabyte whatever RAM sticks or whatever the fuck you're on.
What they were going to use them on? What kind of computers you think they had in the 70s?
The computer they had in the same spot they made the RAM stick.
Bro, that's like me saying,
I
yo,
mean,
they had fucking Teslas back when fucking the Roman Empire was around. And you're like, no, they didn't. I'm like, how do you know they didn't?
they might have. I actually think that's maybe not the Roman Empire, but before that in Tartaria or
Well, how do you know they didn't
the.
have it at the Roman Empire?
Well, I mean, they may have. Who knows? I didn't. I couldn't see through walls before I was born. I don't know. Yeah, apparently, you can see through walls before you were born, and you know all the technology everyone has on Earth right now.
Well, like, I know they didn't
Oh,
have Teslas in the Roman Empire.
you got to
Do you
go
know
based
what
on the
tech?
evidence.
These are
Listen? Do
like
you guys
Jeremy.
know
You're a
what
reasonable
technology
person.
we have?
You
Do you know what
you just said
technology
it.
we have right now? Hold on, Pinky. Do you know what technology we have right now? The government,
No,
anyone, everyone
I
on
don't
Earth.
know
You know,
100%. Nope, I
you
don't.
have no clue on the technology they have in basements, Area 50, nothing. But you knew in the 70s what they did and didn't have, though, right?
Well, Area
It
51.
don't
There's
make
nothing
sense,
magical in
Pinky.
Area 51.
You don't know that. Do you see through walls? Have you been in there?
Nope, I've never been there.
And you can't
There's
see
no
through
evidence.
walls.
There's no evidence that there's any special lab with secret time machines and all that.
Can you
And
see
we all
through
know.
walls?
Listen, we can all be reasonable. We can all be reasonable and say they didn't have Teslas in the Roman Empire. Like if we can't agree to that, like I don't know.
Are you saying they didn't have an electric car in the Roman Empire?
No,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep. I'm
No
definitely
electric
saying that.
cars.
They didn't have batteries.
They did have batteries. They actually had
They did have
batteries
that.
before the Roman Empire. It's called, bro. This is what I'm talking about, dude. You don't know
That's different.
what technology they had and didn't. They had a
Batteries to
battery,
power an electric car.
but they did have batteries though.
They had
Tell me
that.
about those.
It's called the
They had pretty much
Baghdad
that.
battery. It was called the Baghdad battery. It was way before the Roman Empire, even I think.
Yeah, they had ancient batteries. But it's not a battery like what you're thinking, Pinky.
It's a battery, dude. It
We have a very
produces
bad equivalent
electricity. Produces
equivalence
electricity.
thing going on here. A very
It's a
minimal,
It was a
primitive,
clay
like
jar with a copper cylinder inside, an iron rod suspended in the center, and an asphalt seal at the top. If filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar or wine, it could produce a small voltage, 0.5 to 1 volt. This led to the theory that it was an early galvanic cell.
What year? What years are those from?
200 BC.
So we've had electricity for more than 2,000 years. Is what you're saying there, right?
that's not what it's.
No, we found a pot, and then people filled in some holes with what they think happened with the pot.
Good.
No explanation of how it might have been used. There's just no evidence that we harnessed electricity for any meaningful purpose. Like we did not have electric cars in the Roman Empire.
So the Baghdad battery did not produce electricity.
I don't know that much about it.
Okay, but that's great.
Well, what did they use it for? What did they use it for?
I don't know, but did it
Cleopatra
produce
fucking blow dryer. What they used it for? Cleopatra had a blow dryer.
Oh,
Fucking
some
Caesar
say they
had
may have
had
used
a
it.
Tesla.
ridiculous? You guys
You want to
seem
hear
to
what they
think
say?
It's just funny
please,
that you guys you're trying to beat us up for speculation, and then you're doing the same thing, and then acting like we're the bad ones for not speculating with you about this thing.
This is not speculation. They found the Baghdad battery. Now, this part, what I'm going to say now, is speculation. They say they may have used it for silver and gold plating. Now, that part is speculation.
Electroplating
Yeah,
jewelry.
yeah.
See how you guys pick and choose? Because you'll say, oh, they found the battery, blah, blah, blah. But if I told you they found a dinosaur bone, you'll be like, oh, it's fake. See how
No,
you
but
pick and
we
choose?
have the battery, dude. We
I
have
believe
the
in
battery.
dinosaur bones.
We got the bones, too.
Most
We
experts
found
consider
bones.
it not proven to be a battery. More likely a
Look,
storage or ritual container.
nothing is certain either way, right? Nothing is certain. But what is 100% certain is what Jeremy was telling you. You had no clue what they were doing in the basement in Area 51. Period. End of story.
Well, so we got to go off the evidence, right? So if you have overwhelming evidence of them not having 512 gigabyte hard drive and shit, and that's what you got to roll with.
You can roll with whatever you want, right? The fact of the matter is, again, anybody here doesn't know what tech they had back in the 60s. And the same thing with now. We don't know what tech they have now. Because they say whatever they roll out for us now, it's 20 years behind, something like that. So there you go.
No, that's not what they say. The like RAM, the process of fabricating CPUs and fabricating RAM, there's no like other secret facility where they've like quadrupled. Like in the 1960s, the biggest stick of RAM you could get was probably, like, I won't look it up, but my guess is it was like a few kilobytes. Not nowhere near what we have. Like today, I think I looked it up, the biggest you can get today is 512 gigabytes. We're talking about like thousands. That's probably 1 million times higher. So yeah, I think reasonably we could say, yeah, they didn't have 1 million times advanced memory in the 1960s. That's a reasonable thing to say.
You can say that, sure. I might agree with you.
It's
They also
reasonable to
say,
guess. Hold on, real quick, Essie. It's reasonable to guess that, but you don't know though. So to sit here and say no, they didn't have that, as if that's some statement of matter of fact statement, that's just not true because you don't even know.
That's okay. We can do the epistemology of knowing 100%, but like it's 99.99%. They didn't have it. Just like they didn't have combustion engines.
Dude, if you have
in
99.9%,
1000 BC.
If you have 99.9% of the combinations of lotto tickets, do you know you're going to hit the lotto tomorrow? You don't know, dude. It's
I'm
not
not that
epistemology.
interested.
I don't even know what that word means. It's just a fact that you don't know if it's only 99%.
It's just how epistemology is just how you know things.
Yeah, and how we know that you don't know when it's less than 100% is absolutely provable with any number of scenarios like the lottery.
Yeah, I'm 99.999% sure they did not have 512 gigabyte RAM sticks in 1960.
Okay, that means you don't know. That means you don't know when they could have had it. That's what
Correct.
that means.
Yep.
Okay.
Not 100%. I know 99%. I don't
you
know
don't
100%.
know 99%. You just don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, you can say I know something 99%. That's the epistemology debate. You think you can't say no unless it's 100%, and my epistemology is not that. Mine says you can know 99%.
I can prove that your epistemology sucks. How about that? 100%.
Sure, you can have a subjective.
It's objective. Objectively, I can prove it that your epistemology sucks.
I don't think you can objectively prove something sucks.
I can do it.
I don't think you can.
I think can't either.
can we not go into this nonsense 99.9 stuff? Waste our time.
Nonsense, I know.
I mean, but it's an honest answer because we only can know things up to a point beyond a reasonable doubt, bro. And y'all are being unreasonable with your doubts.
I'd say
no,
this,
bro, you
Jeremy.
either know or
I would
you
say,
don't know. That's
okay,
it.
This is
you
what I'd
either
say.
know
I
or
have
you
the
don't
same.
know.
I have the same confidence they didn't have 512 gigabyte sticks of RAM in 1960 that I am that they didn't have a combustion steam engine in 1000 BC.
They did have a steam engine in 1000 BC.
Oh my God.
SC, what year did the Greek guy come up with the steam engine?
I think it was around 300 BC, something like that. It wasn't really an engine.
You got me
it was
by 700 years.
No, but how do you know, Jeremy? How do you know they didn't have it 700 years before that?
They might
and then
have.
They only leaked it.
They actually did.
Okay.
I think they did have a higher technology back when the pyramids were built, and all us finding out all this stuff is just us rebuilding.
Oh yeah, it's not, my thing wasn't a proof. I was just giving you the analogy, which you ironically agreed with me, and then backpedaled a little bit.
I'm just saying, to say you know what technology they have or don't have at any given point in time means you would have had to have seen through every wall on Earth and known dude, even if you ask somebody inside the thing, like even if you went to the president, the head of the CIA, the guy in charge of Area 51, he may not even fucking know what's going on in certain rooms.
Yeah, Jeremy, we didn't have transcontinental steam trains in 1000 BC.
You don't know that.
I don't know what to say. If you can't accept
Would it
that,
be better to say? Would it be better to say, Jeremy, that we have no evidence of steam images back then?
Yeah, that's fine. To say
Would that be better?
they didn't have it though is
Okay.
ridiculous because you have no idea what they did or didn't have.
Or just start saying that there's no evidence of that.
I know, but you're trying to say they didn't have it like that's some kind of proof that the thing that they couldn't do this or couldn't have done that. When it's not because you don't know what they
Oh,
had or not. They probably didn't have Teslas in ancient Rome. I'll give it to you.
look,
Do you know
wait,
what the
I
government
think the
had
way
in
you
the
think about
70s
it,
though? I don't think you do.
I think you're taking what Pinky's saying wrong. Like when I hear Pinky say they didn't have those things back in the day, my mind goes to him saying there's no evidence of those things back in the day. I think that's how you should think about it. Because
Yeah, that's
obviously
fine.
he
and I'd say
wasn't there.
I'd
I
add
don't
to
think
it.
he's done a
There's
very
no
good job.
evidence that they had 512 gigabyte sticks. There's no evidence that they had 1 megabyte sticks. That's 512 million times less. There's no evidence of a 1 megabyte stick in 1960.
Okay, that's fine. There's no evidence of it. I
No, you're
understand that.
wrong. There is a 1 megabyte stick in 1960. What are you talking about?
Oh, there we go.
Let's see it. I highly question that.
I would say so.
What do you
Let's
got,
see it.
Elbow? What year? 1960? Or you know the microchip came out the same year right after the Roswell alien crash? Like we may have gotten microchips from outer ponders or under ponders or something, over ponders.
Like they started working on it that year, or that it came out. It was released commercially.
I think it was like right after the landing. I'm just saying, outer, over, or under ponders, we may have gotten some kind of technology from them.
But you don't believe in outer space, so never mind. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
That's why I didn't say aliens. Because when you say aliens, all my people get in a big hissy fit. There's no aliens. It's like, bro, there could be other creatures out there. I don't know. That come from above
1959 IBM 1410 computer had 4 kilobytes to 16 kilobytes, expandable all the way up to 64 kilobytes.
All right, what year was that?
That was 1959.
All right, 47 was the Roswell crash, right?
It's 10
Yeah.
years
So
later.
okay, let's say we found alien tech. Well, like the alien tech, it's what it seems like. The alien tech would have been 64 kilobytes of RAM, vicinity, and then humans improved that to 512 gigabytes over whatever time period.
The aliens were probably like, yo, we landed on this Earth planet with the technology of a Game Boy, guys. Can you believe it? So just for the record, we could put a pin in this or something and just say like we don't know what technology the government has right now. We also don't know what they had in the 70s. You can make speculations on what you think they may or may not have had or had, but ultimately, like you don't know, right?
Right, but when we speculate, it's based upon evidence, and when you speculate, it's based upon nothing.
No,
If you're consider that,
your
if you're consider that,
speculations
then I'll
coming
agree.
as a your speculations coming as it's not speculation, as it's definitive. Like Pinky jumped in and was like, they didn't have that in the past. That's like a statement, a matter of fact statement. You know what I'm saying? He's not like, well, I don't think they had that in them. He's like, they couldn't have done that. They didn't have that technology back then. Straight up.
Well, I'm willing to hop on your side and say it's speculation, as
You
long
hop
as
on
I
my
get the
jock.
caveat.
Did you say you're
I
gonna
say on
hop on
your
my
side.
jock?
I'm
You
on your
almost
side.
said jock.
I didn't. I didn't.
Almost. We heard a jip.
I said that.
You're like jip.
I said that. But anyway, only if you grant me the caveat of our speculations being based upon evidence and yours being based upon nothing.
I hear you. There's no evidence that we had a 512 gigabyte DDR SD fucking whatever computer nerd tech thing, right? I'll give it to you. But they could have though, and they just could have never let it out.
Okay.
That
I'm
same
rocking with.
stick, that same 512 gigabyte RAM stick could be still sitting in the Area 51 basement.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, we have this 512 gigabytes stick of RAM. But we're gonna really fool the public by releasing something that's it's 100 million times less powerful, and then we'll just slowly ramp this up over the
Yeah, and then you
next
could milk it
70
for,
years, bit by bit, until we get back to this. Like
and then you could
it's
milk it
just a
for
crazy, it's just a
decades.
dumb story.
And then you could milk it. It's not dumb. That's exactly what I would do if I was the Illuminati. Then you could milk it for decades, right? By selling them half-ass, busted old technology. Not only that, you would actually be the ones with a technology that's far superior, right? And if you're a cabal trying to keep humanity enslaved, you're going to want the superior technology. Like it's not like some half-ass plan. That's a good fucking plan, dude.
Yeah, it's like how they
Yeah, but then they
milk
don't even use it.
Nvidia. How
They didn't
Nvidia
even.
milks having GPU every year. Like, you don't think they can make a jump from whatever standard they have now to freaking 10 times that?
Yeah, but why not? Why not start at 512 and then step up from there?
Well, I got
Because
a
they
question.
might
Completely
have
new
only
one from
had
there.
512 back in. If they only had 512 back in the 70s, they're not going to give us the best technology right away. They're going to milk
Because
it for
it's
decades.
yeah, because
It's
if you go above and beyond Moore's law, then it'll be a problem. Is it Moore's
like
law?
what do you think they used this 512 gigabyte? They didn't bother using it to go to the moon.
They probably used it for whatever thing you were saying that they didn't have it for that I
Yeah,
was arguing against.
yeah, think about it. They went to space with something less than a Nokia telephone
Yeah,
memory.
and like
You know what you could have
you
used it
can
for? You
actually
could have ran a
run.
simulation.
Hold on. You can run simulators that actually run. They'll simulate running that tiny amount of memory, and you can fly them and see how the computer works.
I'll tell you
Exactly.
what you could have used a 512 thing for. You could have ran a simulation back in it. See, that's what I'm saying. Yo, Kosho, you guys don't know Kosho, but Kosho told me once that if you run a simulation, right? If you were to run a simulation and have every molecule exactly the same as it is now on Earth, you would literally be able to predict the future guaranteed, which I automatically did not believe because that sounds like nonsense. I don't know how the simulation is going to know what's in my mind or not. Because, like, I could punch a hole in the sheetrock or not punch a hole in the sheetrock right now. How does the AI don't, the simulation is not going to know if I'm going to do that or not. We'd be doing wild ass shit. But you could get a good grasp on what the people are going to do and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you did have that technology back then and you were to run a simulation, you did have a decent computer, you could know things or not know things. You'd have a good educated guess on what's going to happen. You know, if I come out with this, what's going to happen, you know, and then you could let it play out. I don't know, it would be wildly beneficial. Think if you had AI, I actually think Google had AI back in the day. Like I think Google had AI in like early 2000s, maybe right when it came out. Because
There's
they're
no
doing
evidence of
exactly,
that.
I know, but they're doing exactly what an AI would do. That doesn't mean it is AI, but they are doing exactly what an AI would do. Gather all the information, right? Start making moves in the physical world, and boom.
Bro, if you think
It's
they have
not.
access to all this advanced technology, because you got to think about what you're saying here. You're saying in the 70s they had this kind of technology, right? Which means that now you must think they have some crazy ass technology. And if you do think that,
What do you think
I
they
don't
got?
understand. No, I'm just saying, if you think that, then I don't understand why you have a problem with them going to the moon. At this point, you should be telling me, yo, Carl, fuck the moon. Them motherfuckers at Neptune right now. They got
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's
They
what
The
had
you
the
key
should
thing
tell
advanced
is
computer to predict the future, but they couldn't go to the moon. That's too crazy.
yeah, because you got to
me.
get past the you know, there's a lot of things I think that could be stopping us, like an invisible wall. You know how when you're in a video game and you're running across the field and all of a sudden like you can't run anymore, but nothing's blocking you, and you go to the left and the right and you can't get further because there's an invisible wall there that you just cannot get through. Like there's nothing you can do in the video game to get through that wall.
Do you know there's
Right?
an invisible wall?
No, that was just one of my ideas though. It could be invisible. It could be maybe. Oh, I think it's invisible because we don't see it. We don't see none. So I'm pretty sure. And now whether we can get through it or not is a different story. Maybe we can. In the video game, you can't get. Well, there are some video games where you can get through the wall. You
But
know
it
what I'm
could also
saying?
not exist, right? It could also not exist, right?
Possibly. But the reason why I do think it exists is because they would have already been going to the moon, space, and we'd be living on Mars. It'd be total recall by now, bro. We'd be in
No, you
in the
can't.
middle of
Hold
total.
on. You can't use like we should have done this or that because you've already said that you believe the Kabul will sort of like slowly leak out advancements over time or hold advancements back or whatever. So you can't. That's not. You're basically arguing against yourself.
Why? They could have done that back in the
Because you don't know
70s.
there's a wall. You haven't been to every inch of space. You haven't walked through the walls
I
and
already
seen
said
that
I
there's
don't
a
know
wall
if
there.
there's
So we
one.
shouldn't.
I don't know if there's one, but if there wasn't one there, they would have been going to Mars and progressing like space should have. They didn't need to come out with any brand new technology. We were already doing it with the technology they did let leak.
So you think evidence of the government and the people in power not doing something is evidence of a limiting technological problem?
No. No.
That's what you just said. You just said if there was not a wall, then they would have gone to Mars.
Yeah, if they could actually get to the moon and Mars and shit, we would have done it already. Yeah.
Okay, if we possess the ability to make a 512 gigabyte stick of RAM, we would have made it. See how it doesn't
What's
quite
up?
work?
Hold on. What do you mean? What does that even mean? How do you know they didn't make it? We're right back to the place we were 20 minutes ago. How do you know
How
they
do you
didn't
know
make
they
it?
didn't go to Mars? How do you know they didn't go to Mars and put man on Mars?
Well, I mean, maybe there is a man on Mars right now. They're not telling us though.
Okay. All right. So
But they
you're
would
saying
have done
space
it. They
travel
would
to
have done
Mars
it.
is possible is what I heard you say.
It may be. I don't know. I don't think it is though.
Okay. It's as possible as them having a 512 gigabyte stick of RAM in 1960.
Yep.
Okay.
I
See,
don't know
we
about
agree.
as possible. Like what kind of percentages are you putting on that? I have no idea where you'd get a number from, but
Well, we're not doing percentages because none of us were there. We haven't seen all the technology they have for everything. We don't know the reasons why they would or wouldn't do something, but
well, I mean, they're obviously trying. Do you agree that they're trying to enslave all of humanity?
no,
To
I don't think
control,
there's a Kabul.
to
There's no
control
evidence
this.
of a Kabul. So
Oh God, really, bro? You got the Bilderberg Group, the Bohemian Grove, Skull and Bones, Freemasons. Like, dude, there's tons of evidence, bro. Tons.
no, there's no evidence that any of these groups work together, do anything besides go into the woods and do weird stuff, or Freemasons go and do their little plays and whatever.
And you don't think they're
Like
talking about anything like, oh, we're about to run shit and none of that in the Bilderberg
no,
Group when
I
they're
I
not in
think
the
at the
woods and they're in the Bilderberg Group at a desk in a meeting in a real building. You don't think nothing's going on there either?
I think at the Freemason Lodge, they're talking about whatever old farts talk about. They're talking
No,
about
those guys are crackheads, bro. They ain't
when
doing
the
nothing over
next
there.
pancake breakfast is going to be.
Yeah, they ain't doing nothing in the Freemason Lodge. We already know Cyrus laid it down, bro. Those guys are not organized. At least at the lower levels. Now there may be guys at the higher levels that are very organized and are in on it.
Okay, now surely we can find somebody that was in the Skull and Bones, and
We
you'll
got a guy
find the
that was in
same
the
thing.
Freemasons. We got a guy that was in the Freemasons.
I know, and now that you
What we
have a guy
need
in
is
the,
a guy. What we
I
need
know,
is a
but
guy
hold
that's in
on.
the
Now that
Bilderberg group.
yeah, exactly, because once you have a guy that you like that will tell you about it, I think another person I was his name Lush. Lush's dad was a 33rd degree Freemason or whatever. So once you have somebody that you sort of like trust a little bit, then you're like, oh yeah, the Freemasons is probably they're not as big into it. It's this other group that we don't know anything about. But as soon as you find somebody that's in that group, they'll explain to you that it's the same.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's evidence that there is a giant cabal. I don't know how you don't.
I don't see evidence for it. All you've done to show evidence is you said there's Freemasons. I agree there's Freemasons. You've said there's Skull and Bones. I agree there's Skull and Bones. There's the weird people in the woods doing their thing. That is also true. But there's those are just groups. There's no evidence that they're doing anything.
The Bilderberg group. That's the guys in suits at
I don't
an
know
office.
Build-A-Burger. Let me look that up. That's the new one. I haven't heard that one.
It's Build-A-Bear.
That probably is a scam. Many dollars.
It's the Bilderberg.
Okay, I've never heard of this one. All I ever hear,
That's
what
why you
always comes
don't know.
back to is just it's the Jews.
That's why you don't know. Oh, I mean, we could go there too, but that's why you don't know there's a giant cabal because you never heard of the Bilderberg Group.
No, I'll research this one.
Those meetings are actually illegal for some people to be there. Like there's certain positions in politics where you're not supposed to meet with other high level officials and or something. There's definitely like some weird illegal thing going on there just from those two people being in the same room.
Okay, well, what do they do? What evidence do we have that they do something?
Bro, these are the highest level people on earth, bro. You don't think they're doing nothing?
Like,
They're
is the
not up to nothing.
president?
It's
Does
all
the
legit.
president go to this? President goes to Bilderberg Group. Let me look it up. Does
Clinton's
the
been there, or Hillary
do
at least.
Has Trump been there? How about
I don't
George
know. They have
W?
the list. They have the list. Oh, Bush is big time, bro. Bro. All the Bushes from him to Prescott were just those. That's the worst, bro. That's the worst president to bring up ever. He probably knocked down the towers, dude. His
Okay, but
grandfather was in trouble for Nazi gold. Like I wouldn't go right to the Bushes. That's the worst.
this is the worst secret group. They publish the membership list. They publish the membership list every year. All right, what was the 2025 membership list? Does Elon Musk goes to
They
this?
don't do it. They don't do it every year. I don't think they do it every year. Bro, you got DuPont, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers. You know what I'm saying? All these high level people. Like I don't know. You don't think there's nothing? They're not like all linking up. Like, hey, we could get busy if we do this.
Well, you're just speculating now. You said there's evidence that there's a cabal and that they're controlling things. And
Yeah,
now you're
because I
asking
know.
me to imagine rich people getting together and trying to control things.
Yeah, the evidence is they're all meeting up all over the place, right? And the Skull and Bones and the Bilderberg groups and all
They're
this
not,
stuff.
it's like
They
Skull
are
and Bones is
meeting up.
like nobody that's not at Yale is going to Skull and Bones. Right? Like, is Elon Musk
I don't
going to
know.
Skull and Bones?
I don't know how Skull and Bones works. I know
Yeah,
we've had
but
a lot of
it's part of
presidents. We've had a lot of presidents that came out of Skull and Bones. No, look, Google that number up, Google guy,
that went to Yale.
that were in Skull and Bones specifically.
Yeah, but that's a Yale thing, right?
Whatever it is, see how many presidents we had that were in the Skull and Bones.
Okay, here we go. How many presidents were in Skull and Bones? At least 3.
Okay, now search how many were in the Freemasons. Like, bro,
There's
it's
3. Bro,
okay.
there's 3. George
All right.
Bush, George W. Bush, the shocker that a dad and a son would go to the same college and belong to the same group.
And both be
and
presidents.
William
That is a
Howard
shocker.
Taft. William Howard Taft in 1878. Okay, what's the next one? How many were Freemasons? How many? But you already said the Freemasons don't do anything.
At the lower levels, they're shit, but they could be something
Well, what's
higher
the
up.
evidence that they do higher levels meet and do stuff? Lush said that 33rd degree is basically, he said his dad got it because his uncle was rich and donated a bunch of money to Freemasons, and then they just like gave it to his dad.
Yeah, that's like they're not letting you in on on all the secrets if you just donate. Bro, the only people, okay.
That's how you become 33rd degree. That's how you become the top degree. Do you think, is there like a 34th degree that you have to get to the secret meetings?
Bro, the shit is like a need to know basis, right? Like that's how we operate on need to know basis.
Show me the evidence. You said there's evidence. Just let's stick to that.
That there's a giant cabal running the world?
We're on Freemasons. You said Freemasons are part of it. So what's the evidence that Freemasons do world controlling dominance activities?
You got 14 presidents. I just Googled it. You got 14 presidents were Freemasons. Okay, that's a bit more than 3.
Okay, there's probably 48 that are Catholic or non-Catholic Protestant.
Bro, that's the Juminati religion they put out there so that they could get people onto a fake religion.
Well, it's crazy because there's only been 2 of those, 2 presidents that are that. The rest are Protestants. Like what?
If
I
you want to
don't.
live your
The
life,
logic here is flawed because what you're saying is if there's a large number of presidents that fit into a certain category, that's evidence that that category or that group is part of a world domination scheme.
yes, because when you start looking into what they're doing and shit, bro, it all adds
So
up. Like I
show the
don't,
evidence of what they're doing. Show
you
the
haven't
evidence of
looked
what they're
into,
doing.
you haven't looked into this enough, bro. I'm telling you, you just found out about the Bilderberg group. Like you need to go, you need to do like a few. I've been in this for like 20 plus years.
This is how it
You know what
always
I'm
goes. You
saying?
ask for evidence, and then people are like, "You got to go read more
Yeah,
stuff."
you have to put pieces together and start synthesizing data that you don't have. Like you
It sounds
don't
like
have
you have
the
to speculate.
information. Yeah, there's some speculation involved. Yeah. There's also a
Okay,
money
that's not
trail.
speculation's
Yo,
not evidence.
that I know, but once you have
You
the
said that you had
evidence,
evidence.
yes, the evidence
Sorry, I'm
is
not trying to cut you off.
the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the Freemasons, Bilderberg groups, those are the evidences that there are large groups that are collaborating to run shit.
Show that the Freemasons are collaborating with the Bilderberg group.
No, the Bilderberg group itself is a bunch of people collaborating.
To
I
do
don't know
what?
that the Freemasons and I don't know that if
I'll
the
grant you that.
Freemasons
I'll
and
grant you that. The Bilderberg group is a bunch of influential people that meet together.
Okay, there you go. That's evidence.
Okay. There's
Okay,
no, I don't,
we
there's
have
no evidence that
evidence.
they're a cabal. There's no evidence that they're like, there's anything nefarious going on. My guess is if I look up the notes, like you'll see exactly what they talk about.
Bro, you think they're keeping minutes of a criminal conspiracy?
Now you're
Hold on,
speculating again.
hold on, hold on.
You're
So,
as soon as
so,
you start
huh?
speculating,
You
you're
got? Can you
losing
hear
me.
me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead,
Thanks.
Elbow. Go ahead.
All right. So
You're getting my people all fired up, bro. Come on, go ahead, Elbow.
you only mentioned skull and bones, but there's so many others. So when I ask, when I googled if how many presidents been in secret societies, elite secret societies, it says there's been at least 20. Meaning George W. Bush, William Howard, and George W. Bush Jr. have all been in the Skull and Bones, but it says that at least 20 of the U.S. presidents belong to various secret societies, with 14 being Freemasons.
Okay, so show evidence that the Freemasons are are meeting to control the world. 14 is not that many, by the way. You'd think if this was the premier like cabal that they'd have a much higher percentage.
Pfinky, are you? I like how Toro calls you Pfinky. It's funny the way he says it. Pfinky, are you really sure? Like, are you sure you don't want to think twice, maybe thrice, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 33 times? Are you sure you don't want to think at least 33 times again about doing apologetics for like some of the most psychopathic, evil entities on this earth? They're like just killing and slaughtering and hurting so many people. Are you sure you want to not maybe think a couple more times about doing apologetics for these guys?
This is not
Well,
the Hell
just
of
show
Zion.
evidence. Show evidence that the Freemasons are slaughtering people.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even if you don't know or you're skeptical, that makes sense. I understand the idea of being skeptical, but what I'm saying is, like, are you sure you want to rep for them? You know, because you're more on the side of defending them rather than just.
How is asking for evidence that they're slaughtering people defending somebody? Like if somebody came in here and said, Geo he slaughters little kids, I would say, show me evidence of that. Now, am I now sticking up for somebody that's bad? No, I'm just saying, show me evidence. And then when I see evidence, then I'll be like, oh yeah, they're slaughtering people.
I got evidence, bro. Tons of evidence that they're slaughtering people. DuPont poisoned the whole world twice. Big Pharma is doing it every day. The military is going around literally slaughtering people, like not even like
Freemasons,
poisoning them slowly, like literally.
So tie back to Freemasons.
I'm gonna tie it to Skull and Bones right now. You know who Bush was? He was on the Skull
Yeah,
and
Bush.
Bones.
Which one? Both of them were in Skull and Bones.
Baby
the
Bush.
Dub.
We got the one that knocked down the towers. He was on the Skull and Bones.
He didn't do that.
No,
he was on Skull and Bones.
Okay, he was on the Skull and Bones.
But now you're defending the Bushes?
I know. It's almost like something.
Gio, this is what's funny. Like you don't. What I just said to you, you completely went one-eared. Are you sure you don't want to think once and twice and 33 times about
But you're
what you're
defending
accusing
them.
me
You're
of.
not just asking. You're defending them.
Well,
That's
how
the
did I
difference.
defend him?
Like you're not just like, okay, if we were just like sitting around a bonfire and you're like, oh wait, what is the evidence for? Oh, interesting, like that in that way. But you're like debating it more, and you're holding up for that side, and therefore defending them.
Yeah, like in the Bible it says don't bear false witness. I think that's true. I think it's bad to accuse people of slaughtering and murdering if you don't have hard evidence of that.
I
I have
think we
evidence.
interrupted Jeremy. Jeremy, what were you saying? I mean,
I
dude,
have the
But do you
evidence.
agree with that? Gio, do
war.
you agree with that statement though? Like it's bad to accuse people or groups of slaughtering people if we don't have hard evidence of it?
Obviously, but you don't want to talk falsely or misrepresent someone, obviously. But in this case, dude, there's more than enough evidence to show.
Okay,
Tons.
so you said
It's
33rd
dripping.
degree hinting at the Freemasons. So show evidence that the Freemasons are slaughtering people. Or stop saying that they are slaughtering people.
I mean, bro, these elite
I
people
think
are
that was the
slaughtering.
word I said. I didn't really say Freemasons. I mean, that's kind of a multi-leveled. There's like secret societies, and then there's like the civilian level. So I didn't really make that.
Well, you
phrase.
said, don't you want to think 1, 2, 5, 6, 33 times before you defend
It
people
was
that
a
are
joke.
slaughtering people?
Pfinky, it was a joke.
Yeah, I said the
Relax.
most evil entities on the earth. That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. When you said 33, and then I
He was just
associated
joking
that you were
around,
talking
bro.
about Freemasons.
Well, that was just a
I mean,
joke. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I got that. I sort of picked up on that, but
Bro, there's tons of evidence they're slaughtering people. Like I said, Big Pharma is killing us. They're absolutely fucking killing us, dude. Monsanto.
they're doing a terrible job of killing us.
I think they're doing it pretty good. They're doing it so you don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
And
Nobody even knows.
you live a long time.
Well, I mean,
A lot of people don't.
The,
A lot
the
of people
length
don't.
of life isn't all there is, though. If you're sick half the time or whatever, it doesn't really count.
Yeah, I
in
don't.
my
I don't
book.
think that you could equate not buying that story as protecting the claims against the people you're making the claims against. If I just don't buy that story, that doesn't mean that I'm protecting anybody.
I
Yeah, but if
would.
you're going to defend them, if you're going to be a defense lawyer, that's one thing. If you're just going to ask questions, that's another thing. But one would have to inquire as to how they're going about it to know the difference.
All I've asked is, Jeremy said there's evidence of this happening, and I'm saying, show me the evidence. And that's being interpreted by you as me being a defense attorney, which seems weird.
Look, bro, there's evidence out there. I told you, Big Pharma, Monsanto, there's tons of people, bro. Tons of shit going on. The military, they're literally okay. Bush was in Skull
What
and
has
Bones.
Monsanto ever done? I'm gonna be pinky.
Monsanto's awful.
What has
Monsanto's awful.
Monsanto ever done? I mean, they just make medicine and put it on all the plants.
No, Monsanto's awful. They're
Let me
not,
ask
but the
you this, would
Monsanto's
you-
not the Freemasons. We're just a money grubbing corporation. We could talk about. I could pull up a list of 50 corporations that have done awful things.
No, dude, there's
Including
a
Big
Freemasonic
Pharma.
connection to these secret societies, is what it seems. The Freemasons is kind of generalized because there's people down the street in every local city that are quote unquote Freemasons, and they get together and have potlucks and maybe do little like light rituals, but they're not anything like real. But the thing is, if you just look at the American system, it's all built on Freemasonry. I mean, just take out a dollar bill from your wallet or look at any dollar bill, and there's Freemasonic symbols all over it. So it's pretty obvious that the controllers, as it were, are connected in some way to some strand of Freemasonry.
But if you
And
read
yes,
the
they are the
doctrines
ones that
of the
are running the
Freemasons,
wars, and they're running the wars and all that.
Yeah, a lot of founding fathers were Freemasons. I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that there's Freemason, like unambiguous Freemasonry symbology and
Oh, it's all over
a lot of the
NASA.
early founding
all over
stuff.
it's all over the government stuff. It's all over NASA. It's everywhere in what they do. It's in their media. It's all in the media. The big.
Well, I think the media. I've seen a lot of claims of like media and people covering their eyes. That to me is a lot more like that's a bigger stretch than say the eye on the dollar bill.
What about the movie entertainment business? The Capitol in California having the shape of an eye. Its structure.
The Capitol in California. I don't know about that one.
So the motion picture capital of the world, like where all the agents hire their clients from, it's in
Los
California.
Hollywood?
Yeah, it's Los Angeles, and it's basically in the shape of an eye, and it's the center of the movie industry.
Yeah, that's very uncompelling to me. But
What do you mean by the
like Los
shape of an
Angeles
eye?
is in the shape of an eye?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
So the building structure, the place that they go and they do all their deals, the foundation structure is in the shape of an eye.
Okay, what building is that?
So I'd have to just double check, but it would be like Actors Guild or something in that nature. I can't recall the name of it right now, but give me a second and I'll see if I can bring it up. But you can go to Google Maps, Google Earth, whatever
Well,
maps.
the Actors Guild is not the group that controls Hollywood.
So I prefaced it for you. It's where the agents go to hire their clients. The clients are the actors, right? So the center of it all is in a building in the shape of an eye.
What building?
All right, you're talking about one specific building that has like landscaping that's basically the all-seeing eye. Is that what you're talking about?
Let me just find it for you, and then you'll.
Yeah, there's if it's like one building. At first, when you said I thought like you're saying the whole city was shaped like an eye. But yeah, dude, there's just obvious connections to Freemasonry in their symbols and everything they do. Media, NASA, government, and a lot of their even science stuff, even the United Nations symbols. It's in like the government buildings and all the government systems and seals, all the seals they have. It's right on the money. It's on all kinds of stuff in the legal system.
Yeah, you guys need to wake up. I mean, or not. It
Well,
doesn't really matter, but like you should at least look into this shit before you start. It took me decades to put these pieces together. I was doing it before there was no internet too, but nonetheless, it takes a while to like look into this stuff and see like connect the dots.
with speculation.
You get your red yarn out and just start connecting all the pins.
But it's not even
Yeah,
speculation when there's Freemasonic symbols all over our dollar bills, the very money, and in the Federal Reserve, like all through their stuff. So it's really not speculative that the entities in control and behind the governments are connected in some way to Freemasonry. Doesn't mean they're all Freemasons or that's the totality. It seems like they have some kind of a cult. And obviously, that's speculation to a degree what the nature of this cult is, but it does seem like there's a lot of evidence that indicates that it's a cult of sorts. And they use Freemasonry because in Freemasonry, it's like all religions are combined. So they want to be above all religions and kind of control them all, but they incorporate various different religions. Therefore, one guy could be more of a Muslim, or one could be a Christian even, or different denominations, and they kind of like accept all of them because the Freemason like cult needs to transcend all of them to do what they do, meaning they need to kind of transcend those boundaries. And yeah, so they use this Freemasonry as kind of this hodgepodge of all these other religions because they're trying to have their thing be above them all and integrate them. So that's why they use all those symbols.
Well, maybe they're
you'd think
accepting without
they let
judgment.
atheists in.
What
So
about
do
them
you find it
being
weird that?
accepting
Sorry, go
without
ahead.
judgment? Yeah, or just accepting of, you just need to have a higher power is what the requirement is, regardless of your religion, as long as you're accepting and not judgmental towards others.
Yeah, the reason they won't let atheists in is they probably figure this guy's too fucking stupid to even let in here if he doesn't think there was actually a creator.
Okay. But I thought the Kabul was like trying to hide God and all that. So you'd think there'd be a whole bunch of atheists going on.
I don't really think it's
I
about
think-
the same concept of God the way that like other religious ideas are, when they need you to be submissive to something bigger than you. So they don't want you like being aware of who you really are on a deep level. They just need you to be submissive. And so as long as, like Left Lane just said, as long as you kind of have some submission to a quote unquote higher power, they'll take it. Because the structure of that system is this whole hierarchy of like domination and submission and
And so
secrecy.
atheists are like too free thinking for them.
I mean, Jeremy said his idea on that.
Well, Jeremy said he thought it's because they thought atheists were too stupid. You're saying you think they're too hard to control.
I don't know if I quite said that. I was more just saying that they want you to be submissive, and so if you come to their thing, they're like, "Hey, are you submitting to some higher power?" And then if you're like, "Yes," and they're like, "Okay," then at least you'll
Oh,
likely
that's a
submit
good
to
one.
us. You'll likely
That's a good
submit to
one too.
us. Yeah. Otherwise, if you're just like, "No, I'm not at all. I'm a free thinking. I'm a free atheist," kind of thing, or whatever, then they it's less likely you'll be able to be controlled in that way. Doesn't mean entirely, because they also have atheism as a way to control people. The whole atheist thing is to control the masses, which is why it's been pushed so much in the modern era as kind of the foundation of this like Newtonian Cartesian materialistic paradigm that they have us in.
Wait, who's pushing atheism?
Well,
Well,
that's like
not
the
the
foundational.
Freemasons. Not the Freemasons.
Well, the Freemasons have a whole network, and then it seems to trickle down from what they're doing. So they either want us being atheist or in one of the religions that they allow for to be out there.
Yeah, but
So they
I
either
mean, how would they want us to be
want
atheists and then they forbid anybody from joining who is an atheist?
Bro, there's so many ways you could go with that. Like, if they
I'm
think that,
I'm sure I
yeah,
if
because
they
they
think
want the
that,
masses to be atheist and lost and confused while
exactly,
they're in a cult.
that's where I
but
was gonna go. That was my go-to right there
everybody that
too.
joins Freemasonry goes and basically has God drilled into them in their mind control rituals.
I wouldn't say God, probably demonic entities. Seems like
No,
Freemasonry is
God,
very
like it's
Freemasonry is very demonic.
No, they're
no. Freemasonry
all of
talks
them that
about
I
God all
know
the
were
time.
God, were Christians and Catholics. That's all that I ever knew.
Yeah, but we need to
Let's
be
get
clear.
Cyrus in
I'm not
here. We need
talking about the
Cyrus.
civilian. I'm not talking about the civilian level though. So at all,
Yeah,
I'm
Cyrus
talking
doesn't
about
know
the
shit, bro.
actual, yeah, the
He's saying
demonic energy.
Cyrus is engaged in demonic
He's in the
stuff.
low level.
I
He's in the
just
low
said no.
level
I'm not
civilian.
talking about the civilian level. No, I'm not talking about that level at all.
Is there any evidence that this other level exists?
Yes, look at the money. Look at the dollar bill. That's one source of evidence. The most
That's
wealthy entities in the world put those symbols on our money. That's one way. I'm not saying that's singularly proof, but it's direct evidence that they use these gang signs and they're part of this. Yes.
Gang,
well,
gang,
I mean, like
bitch.
founding fathers were members of Freemasons. I don't deny that, and I think
Of
there's
course.
that explains how symbols got into early Americana. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like right now in
Freemasons took over
2025,
America. Yeah,
but no, it's not.
Freemasons
I
took
asked
over
you in
America.
2025, what's the evidence that there's an organized upper echelon of Freemasons? And you pointed me at the dollar bill.
That's one place to look. You know where else
Yeah,
is
but that's
the
nothing to do with
this-
the
the
modern
very
era.
Statue of Liberty? The very Statue of Liberty was created and donated. The one in France, or the one in Europe, and the one in America, in the New York, was donated and given by a Freemason. And that's like the whole like signal of liberty for the whole world kind of thing. Like that's kind of how they try to, you know, the Statue of Liberty is as a whole symbol. Dude, it's everywhere. The way they
Was that guy upper echelon, or was he just part of the civilian Freemasonry group?
I mean that's a
Because see, now
question,
you're
but
going to get into trouble where you're going to say, "Well, this
it's
guy's a
obviously
Freemason,"
connected to
but you've
the
already said
secret
a
society.
massive, like the vast majority of people who are Freemasons are just part of the civilian group, right? So
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
use
pick
the
and
word
choose.
civilian to describe that side of it. Yeah, and that's not what I'm referring to. When I'm referring to like the level of demonic energy related to it, I'm not referring to just the civilian level. Although that still has some demonic energy. You can't be in that thing without having some demonic attraction. But at the civilian level, it's like not nearly the same thing as what I'm talking about that's very likely happening at the higher levels. In terms of why they use all the symbols, I mean, it's in the NASA stuff. It's just everywhere. Another
Where
thing
is
is
it in NASA? What's
Washington
in that?
D.C.,
What symbology is in NASA?
the District of Columbia, and there's a whole connection to the Freemasons and Columbus and Columbia as well. And the very country they made that place called Washington D.C., District of Columbia. That's another entire Freemasonic connection, and that's at the root of the control of the whole world at this point because they control the Federal Reserve from there and essentially the whole world from D.C. at this point.
Okay, is there any
Yo, it's
evidence
probably the three
besides these like
places.
symbols? Besides, because you said the symbols, which I don't. We could go through them one by one and see, like I've seen a lot of people like, look, this is a Freemason symbol, and I'm like, bro, that's a stretch. But I'm saying
Dude,
beyond that, is there any evidence that these people meet, or that we know who is part of this?
I, did you want to respond to that, Joe?
I mean, there's certain things that are known, and there's very likely a lot of things that we don't know in terms of what do you mean that there's secret societies connected with Freemasons?
No, okay, you said there's a civilian Freemason, there's an upper echelon Freemason. Who's in the upper echelon that we know about? How do we know that they meet? What do we know about what they do?
I would say the people in charge, they'll never show their faces. That's why these guys try to hide their assets and shit. They don't want you to know where. That's why they probably got the caves of gold and shit. They don't want you to know who they are. You think Elon Musk is the richest
Except the
dude?
Bindenberg group where they publish the list every time they meet. No, those guys are fine, but the Freemason upper guys don't.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
All
just
right.
saying, dude.
Well,
There's
I got to
obviously
run. If you guys can think of evidence of that, that would be compelling to me. But at this
evidence
point,
of
just what it
what?
sounds like is I have to just speculate that there is definitely a secret group. We'll never know who they are, but we know they meet and they slaughter people and they're Freemasons. I don't know.
What do you think? They have a minute book where they write down all the slaughters? Like, dude,
Yeah, he said they were
seriously,
keeping
man.
minutes on a criminal conspiracy. They're keeping minutes.
I'm asking for evidence. I'm asking for evidence. You guys are saying you know they do this, and if you know they do this, then there should be some evidence of it.
I mean,
Of them
every
doing
time you've
it.
asked for evidence, I've given it to you. What do you want evidence of now? That there's a high-ranked Freemason guy connected with what? Geo gave it to you. It's all over the dollar bill, dude.
There's a ton more things we could go through. The evidence is literally
Yeah,
littered everywhere in our
Okay.
all
modern.
over the dollar bill.
The
Now what?
evidence that the evidence that there is a higher echelon of Freemason separate from the civilian one, that they're meeting and slaughtering people. The evidence of that is the dollar bill.
Well, first of all, I don't think anyone mentioned that they are like that. At the higher levels that they're actually. Who knows what they're actually doing? Whether they're doing like the Epstein stuff or whether they're killing people. I mean, there's a lot of theories and ideas from there. But I mean, okay, we're obviously talking about. I don't know if anyone in here claimed that somebody has some 100% proof for you. So I don't know if that's what you thought you were going to get. This is obviously a very complex topic, but we're talking about like the controlling like factions of this world, and I mean, it's just clear that they're organized, and it is clear the symbols that they use, and so
Bro,
there is a direct connection between entities in control and Freemasonic symbology, and many Freemason connections through to these governments and what seems to be going on. Yeah.
before the internet, it would have been damn near impossible for someone to even put these pieces all together. You know what I'm saying? Like pre-internet, you can't even put these. You can get some of them together, and you're like, well, maybe. But once the internet comes out and you get more puzzle pieces, like it becomes clear. You just got to look into it, Pinky. Like you just found out about the Bilderberg group 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's just one. I mean, I'm sure there's like 10 other ones I haven't heard of. They always end up the same. The Bilderberg group is published. They publish the names. They publish the meeting times. Like I have
It's
to
private.
speculate this into something nefarious.
No, it's private, but it's private.
No, you
The
can
Bilderberg.
the list. You can see the list of names.
It doesn't matter if they throw some names up there. The meetings are private, and that's just
Okay,
one
but
layer.
oh, right. So okay, they're private, so we can't walk through the walls and see what's in there. So I'm not going to speculate that there's something nefarious going on there. And my comment on the free like anti-Freemasonry, that's like a part of American culture. This goes all the way back to, the 1800s. This isn't a new thing that started with the internet. Same with like blood libel, anti-Semitic type stuff. It's always been there.
All right. Well, then there's two things going on. Then, if you want to take two different, if you're just completely in like skeptical mode, one of them is that there's a group that aren't really Freemasons, but they're just the ones that are in control, and they're not actually Freemasons, but they just put out all the symbols and all the information, and they're running a huge psyop to try to make it look like they're all Freemasons, or they're connected to Freemasonry. So they're either putting out all these clues and like psyops and like putting it on the money and in the government documents and in the legal stuff and in the schooling systems and in the military structures and all these things. They're either just faking all that and they're not really Freemasons. Maybe they're something else entirely. They're just putting on a pretend face that they're connected to Freemasonry, or they're just actually connected to it and it just oozes out and they do it on purpose as kind of like a gang sign thing and putting it right in front of people's faces while they don't even know that it's going on. And they get some weird psychopathic high out of that, it seems like. The duper's delight, as they call it. Fooling people, but putting it right in front of their face. It's like a weird deception thing that psychopaths have.
Hiding the truth in plain sight.
Yeah. Kind of dangling the carrot while people are completely misled. I mean, they're not like that blatant about it though, but it is, I mean, it's snuck in there to a degree. Like you do have to kind of look into it, but it's also pretty blatant at the same time.
Yeah, like nobody even probably realized when a dollar first came out. People probably used them for a while before they even realized, like, oh shit, there's Freemason shit all over this. Or maybe they never didn't. You know, maybe it took longer. Who knows? Maybe somebody figured it out on day one. I'm just saying they didn't put in a newspaper like, hey, we're going to put Freemason shit all over the dollar bill.
Well, I mean, Pfinky was right in terms of like the history of George Washington and all these guys, and the connections to Freemasonry. They go right back to like the creation of the United States of America. So, it was literally
So
built.
at some point, people associate it with America and not as much with Freemasonry.
All right, so
and
your theory,
a lot of
so
these
if
symbols
it's not
aren't.
true-
They're not like.
All right.
I believe the early founding fathers were Freemasons. The Freemason symbology is kind of embedded at the core of American. Like it's in monuments that we've built. It's on the dollar bill. I don't deny any of that.
Yeah, so you know how the all-seeing eye is recognized as a major symbol in Freemasonry? I mean, dude, even look at like CBS. It's in the media. It's literally everywhere. Like they are.
Do you think every eye logo is the all-seeing eye?
No.
Like which one
not
can you
all
point
of
to
them.
an
Not
eye?
necessarily.
Can you point which one
eye
isn't?
isn't
Which
big.
one do you think isn't?
Left lane's icon definitely is.
That's Ra.
Okay, that one's definitely not.
Egyptian. Well, that's Egyptian, but it's connected to I think this as well in a way. But the
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But let's say we see eye. Let's say I make the case CBS is the eye of Ra. That's what it represents.
Not necessarily eye of Ra. It's the all-seeing eye. They call it the eye
Horus.
of the eye of Providence.
I'm talking about left lanes. Left lane. It's I can't remember if it's Ra or Horus, but it's the Egyptian symbol.
That's something different. I mean, that goes back before, because I mean, the all-seeing eye is more of a more recent, like kind of Masonic iconography kind of thing, and obviously they pulled it from earlier stuff. Whereas that Egyptian, I mean, if we're to take the Egyptian history as that would have been, before Freemasons, really. I mean, they would be they take symbols from these other times or these
right.
Other,
so what I'm saying is, you said, look at CBS has an eye. If
that's
I
just
say,
another example.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's an example
chat,
of
Pfinky.
using Egyptian. They're using Egyptian symbology.
It's partly connected to that, but it's the all-seeing eye, which is it's not necessarily completely connected to the Egyptian. But yeah, what Beast just posted, it's in the Google Chrome.
It's the two-ball cane, bro. Literally, that's the Facebook symbol. Like, and then you have the seal of Satan in Google Play, the Eye of Providence for Google GPS, the Google Chrome symbol is 666 wrapped in itself. You just have to be like, you're just closing out your eyes literally and saying like, like Gmail. Look at the picture of Gmail and then look at the fucking Royal Arch apron that they wear. You mean to tell me that that's not related?
That one is
the
ridiculous.
The Gmail one definitely looks.
That's Gmail, like Masonic.
They're running
the Masonic G.
Yeah.
The Facebook one is a stretch. The Google Play one is an extreme stretch. The GPS one, I'm like, absolutely not. The Google Chrome one, my guess is that this is like, Somebody's done a little stretcheroo on that one.
Bro, probably about
it's
four
okay.
or
Go
five
get some
years ago.
vaccines, and we'll see you later.
4 or 5
That's a
years
good,
ago.
great response.
Yeah, go get shot up. You just want to close your eyes. I've been listening for like an hour. Like you just don't want to actually believe it.
I don't
We'll
want to
get there.
You
He
speculate.
just
haven't
found out
shown any
about the
evidence yet.
I'll
he
stay
found
up
out about
front.
the
I don't want to be a
Goldberg group.
person
We'll
to
get there.
speculate.
All right.
If it
Bro, we're
requires,
doing
if
this.
doing
Remember
this stuff,
yesterday, Pinky, when I said we can't do this when two people start talking at the same time?
I felt like I started talking first, so I
All right,
apologize.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, well, I'll go now.
That's always what happens too.
It's
That
fair.
always happens.
It's fair. Go for it,
It's
Gio.
only fair.
I was just gonna say the thing is with this is okay, so the symbols are everywhere. There's no question about that. Like I said, in the government, in the finances, it's even in the military, it's in NASA, it's in like all the social media, it's in the television media, like all that stuff, the news and all those things. And it's an overwhelming like I hear you. I'm not saying every eye has to be an all-seeing eye, like because there's probably companies of just like regular people that put the eye in their logo or whatever. Because the eye is a thing. We all have eyes. It's like the eyes to the soul. There's a lot of cool things with eyes. So I'm not saying all of it is, but when you look at the preponderance of evidence, as it were, and just see how it's everywhere in that way. So there's just it's on the money. It's in the government. It's literally everywhere. So like I said before, like okay, either somebody is pushing all that symbology, but they don't even believe it or whatever, but they're just pushing it, or it actually is part of some cult that they're in, because it is everywhere. Now, what is the best explanation you would say? Like, I'm trying to go on the total other side of extreme skepticism, that like it just happened to be that Freemasons started America and so on, and then their symbols just for some reason made it all the way through to now, even though there's just no Freemasons now. They're just somehow keeping the symbols. Like, what is your like extreme skepticism or extreme, whatever you want to say, like, or what would be the other alternative? Because like I said, like the symbols are everywhere. So either they're not that at all and they're not nefarious and they just happen to put the symbols everywhere, or they're faking being that and they're just putting the symbols everywhere, or they just are like that and they're putting the symbols everywhere. So are those the options?
Or they're just
I look at the science and symbols rule the world, and it's just not that compelling to me. Like design, like Gmail, the Gmail one's the closest. It's not the same, and also they're both envelopes. So if you make a logo that has a red envelope, then you're
Gmail.
None of that stuff rules my
Google
world.
Mail. Like I don't know what's weird about that, but you see how they're both envelopes, right? And they're both red.
You can literally do any symbol you could possibly want for an email.
I know, but you think they go look up like, well, let's research Freemason symbols and make sure we avoid that? Like it's how
what?
Like it's email, it's mail. Like what's the most like hold on. What's the most okay, well that's speculation. What I'm saying is if I'm designing a logo for a mail provider, then an envelope is you're interrupting me. You're interrupting me. Then an envelope is a very natural thing, and the M is like right in there to trace it out. I don't know.
Bro, can I ask you one thing? Here, I was gonna. Well, okay, this is just one I found real quick. I'm just posting it. I don't know if I agree with even all these, but I just found it real quick. Yeah, AOL has the all-seeing eye and the pyramid, the capstone. There's so many of these. There's like literally like hundreds, if not thousands of them, if you start looking all through. And that one has a pyramid and a globe. That one there. Let me ask you this then. So the symbols are definitely there, like all the Freemasonry symbols. There's other stuff in Europe as well that's connected to all this. And the logos, it's like out of control, the logos, especially of the big companies and the big media companies and all this stuff. So let me ask you this. There's clearly a set of symbols that they are using. Okay, they do seem to be a lot of them connected to Freemasonry and so on. So here's my question to you. Why those symbols? Why? What is your explanation? Because the symbols are there. Like they're not using all Christian symbols. They're not using all Muslim symbols. They're not using all Egyptian. They're using these symbols that are connected to Freemasonry. So my question is, why are they using all these symbols? Why those symbols?
Most of these are an eye. Like Lens Crafters is using an eye. Like, come on, guys.
I don't think
Lens
that one's very
crafters.
strong. I told you I just
Okay.
grabbed that randomly. I told you I don't even know. I just said I don't even think I agreed with all of them. Can I just
Okay.
go around
Fidelity
quick?
Investments is using the thing on the dollar bill. A money company is using a symbol that's instantly recognizable as being associated with money.
For which one? I had to go pull it up. Which one?
Fidelity, middle one.
Oh yeah, well that's the all-seeing eye pyramid capstone in the Freemasonic symbols. Yeah, that's direct.
In the
That one-
dollar. It is, but people, if you ask people where's that symbol from, 99% are going to say it's from the dollar bill. They're not going to say it's
Yeah,
from
that-
Freemasonry.
Yeah, that's where the dollar bill comes from Freemasonry.
I know, but do you think somebody designed the logo might say, let's pick a recognizable symbol from money? What do you think is the most recognizable symbol for money?
Dude, I used
Or
to
do you
be a
think that
graphic
it's a
designer.
secret, or do you think it's a secret Freemason who's like, let's get a Freemason
No, there's a
symbol in there?
there's a book, dude, on the entire creation of why they use, like, there's an entire explanation of why they use the symbols that they use, and it's literally made by a guy who's a Mason. So,
For Fidelity?
what do you mean for Fidelity?
Fidelity or the dollar bill?
The dollar bill
I would be shocked if the designer of the dollar bill wasn't a Freemason.
wasn't.
Was he a civilian Freemason or was he an upper echelon Freemason?
I don't know, dude. And you're kind of like, I don't know what you're playing. Like, what is? Okay, do you think that there's evil people in the world?
He's basically doing
yes.
apologetics.
You do?
I've said
Yeah.
it-
I'm not doing apologetics.
Okay, do you think there's evil people in the world? Okay. Do you think that they would have similar goals in order to control certain assets of the world? Or let's say if they're like mob families, for example. Not saying they're actually mob families, but just, do you think that there would be evil people who would organize in order to, you know, maintain, like, gather and maintain massive amounts of wealth and power?
Yeah, I mean, like mafias exist, gangs exist.
Right. Do they use certain symbols in order to signal to other members about what they're doing or that they're part of the club?
Some do, some gangs do. I don't know. What other mafia symbols?
Yeah, absolutely. There's mafia
Spaghetti.
symbols. Omerta.
Well, I
for
don't know
example.
what there. What's like a good Italian mafia symbol?
Omerta, the code of silence.
Symbol.
Okay,
the
so
last
if
things
you
you
say
just
yes to
responded to,
those,
it sounds like we agree. So now we're
Yeah.
just talking about the nature of it. I mean, it sounds like we already
right.
agree then.
So if you agree to those two things, then why are you so, against the idea of us trying to figure out, who's who and what's what by connecting
Well,
these symbols?
I don't think the symbols are as nearly as compelling as you guys do. Like it's not number one. You have to have like the mafia people. Like you typically know it exists. You know like where it operates. These things. What we're saying is there's a global run conspiracy, but nobody can say who runs it. Like we spend all this time talking about
That's true.
Freemasons. When we actually get down and people talk about who controls the world, yeah, I'm just talking in the server. Rarely do Freemasons come up. It's always the Jews.
Well, the Jews are one
That's not true.
aspect, but they're very important.
Yeah, there's
very
a
important
connection
aspect.
between. Yeah, those two are also connected. But no, I mean Freemasonry has been talked about all throughout the years. I agree that lately it hasn't been.
I'm not
as
saying
much-
it's never talked about. I'm just
Yeah.
saying if you were to sample like in the last, 6 months or whatever, talking
Yeah, well,
about
what's on
when you
TV?
talk about specific groups, they don't talk about the Brandenburg group. They don't talk about, it's pretty much 90% plus is Jews.
Well, do you remember what
Where
it
are
was
the
like
Jew
before
symbols?
eggs?
Where are the Jew
Hold on, hold on,
symbols everywhere?
hold on. I'll show you. It's called Kabbalah. But hold on. Do you remember before Elon Musk bought X, you could not even talk about the Jews or Israel or anything like that in fear of being completely demonetized and banned off social media. It's just now that you're able to actually criticize Israel and Jews as of recent. So like people are like letting it all out essentially. So that's just known, right? Like that's not something to be surprised about. But that being said, they are not the top of the food chain.
People are getting it all out right now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
How long do you think it'll take before people get all their Jew stuff out, and then we get back to whatever equilibrium is?
No, I'm saying it's always been an issue that it's like, if you want to know who rules you, then it's whoever you cannot criticize.
Can you criticize Freemasons on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, could you before Elon
Did you
bought
hear
it?
what Gio said, that the people that actually run shit use Freemasonry as like a recruiting mechanism?
Well, he said that. I mean,
So it's not
were you saying the
necessarily
Jews?
Freemasons that run you, but the idea that you literally
But you can
cannot
criticize. You said
criticize
that whoever
Israel.
runs you, you can't criticize you. You can criticize Freemasons. So they're obviously not that powerful.
Try criticizing the Vatican in Vatican City, for example, right? Like the
Well, I
Jesuits, for
wouldn't dare.
example.
I wouldn't
Like, have
dare.
you heard of the Jesuits?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. You
Oh,
heard
is
about
Imperius in
Whitehall?
here? Imperius,
Whitehall.
they're talking about your people.
No, I'm talking about the International Society of Jesus, the Jesuits,
Mm-hmm.
the ones who took an oath to basically bash babies' heads against walls.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard about the Jesuit oath?
Nope, I haven't. I mean, I probably have. I just forgot about it. They're not Jesuits are like the bottom tier. Like, and again, I could go onto X right now and I could trash Jesuits and I'd be fine. Maybe not in Vatican City, but pretty much everywhere else, it's open game.
Yeah, but how do you know you're fine? Like, what are the consequences of you actually doing that?
Well, you brought up the example of being kicked off of Twitter for speaking ill of Israel.
Yeah, that's
So
still the
obviously
case.
that one's higher.
Yeah, that's still the case. Let me show you. There's a video that, even though Harrison Smith is, he's not like, he's on Infowars and stuff like that, but there's this compendium, this video here. So, and it's not as simple. It's like not as black and white as just like, oh, Jews, bad guys, get them. Right? It's not that simple. Like, there's nuance to this whole entire thing.
It's kind of that simple.
No, but it's not. Is that what you think?
I don't think it's all that.
That's just an observation.
No, I'm saying, is that what you think?
No, that's not.
Okay, so who do you think are the people that are evil that you say? You already said you agreed that there's evil people and that they use symbols and codes to talk to each other. So who do you think it is?
The Bloods, Crips, the Mafia, Monsanto.
Wait, Monsanto? They're part of they're on the S&P 500. They're like a top stock in them. So you're saying that they are?
They're evil, yeah, definitely. I don't know that they're part of a secret organization, but they're evil. But like, I don't see any evidence above that. No, like the thing is, like, you guys say like, look, there's gangs. You say, look, there's gangs, and the Crips, they wear blue paisley bandanas as a symbol, and they have different moves or whatever. Therefore, there must be something at the global level that does the same thing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's evidence of Crips. Like, we know that they exist. We know the Mafia exists. So what's the evidence that this other group exists?
All right.
Okay,
Well, let me go through one. This is just one. Okay, so do you want to go first?
Well, I kind of want to, if he's at this level in terms of like, well, I think Monsanto, which is just a corporation, right? Yeah, of course, there's certain corporations by nature are going to be cold and heartless, right? Because all they care about is the bottom line, which is making more money. So, I mean, you could say that's evil, but evil is in just, I'm not going to say a snake's evil just based off of it being a snake in its nature. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, evil has to be
but the whole
intense.
point is there's a secret group. There's evidence that there's a secret group that, as Gio said, is slaughtering people.
Do you think Raytheon or Northrop Grumman or any of the weapons contractors that make weapons for war, you think they are evil? What about them?
I mean,
Any of the
it's
military industrial complex?
Partially, it's I'm like a little bit torn on that because I think there's a legitimate case that
Halliburton.
countries should defend themselves. Halliburton, there's a lot more. There's a lot of sketchy stuff with.
You don't think
Iraq
weapons
around
contractors
Halliburton.
are evil, but you think Monsanto is evil.
Yeah, I think Monsanto's more evil than weapons contractor. I don't know. There's probably some like Halliburton. I would say is on par with Monsanto.
All right,
I
so
think
they are
there's
in on it.
definitely
So they're in on it,
within
according to
within
Pinky.
big pharma. Well, not when you say in on it. Now you've just drawn a line that I'm not like. You
They're
have
evil.
to connect them.
They're in on evil in your mind.
Okay, fine.
They're in
Yeah,
on evil.
they're in on evil, but there's not like what you're saying is there's an active collaboration.
So you just question whether they know each other? That's the
I
only
have
thing
no
you're-
idea if they know each other.
That's your contention, is whether they know each other or not?
Whether they collaborate in their
In a
whatever,
massive
their
giant
their
conspiracy
aims.
to control the whole world?
Do you know the origins of like radio and TV?
Somebody was talking about it yesterday, or TV at least.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're all military.
all military, bro. All ex-Navy, Air Force, etc. You control the air, you control the sea, you control the land.
I mean, I would be shocked at this point in my life if there wasn't a giant worldwide conspiracy going to control humanity. I'd be done.
Right.
I'm kind of the opposite because I think their heart. Like, sorry, I cut you off. Dang it.
No, glad you're good.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say the bigger it is, the harder it is to keep under
grasp.
wraps. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Not to
that's why
grasp, but to keep under wraps.
Easier it is.
To control, to keep under wraps. You like.
But that's why there's specialties, bro. For example, right? Like you have the World Economic Forum, then you have like the Club of Rome, then you have like the Bilderberg Group, then you have like the Committee of 300, then you have the Rand Corporation, the Trilateral Corporation, right? You have all of these NGOs and basically political clubs where the most powerful and richest people get together in the world and talk amongst themselves about the future of different countries as if they have all the keys of power, like, and still pretend that like voting counts. But they literally will go to like the G7 or the G20 and like literally talk about the future of every country that they represent, even though like they're supposed to be following democracy and like voting and shit like that, but they don't care. They're just literally talking about their agenda and their plans openly. Like, have you heard of Carl Schwab? Like, this is just some basic shit, but Carl Schwab, you've heard of him, right?
Is that different than? Is that the Schwab guy, the Big Five
You will own
accounting?
nothing. You will own nothing and be happy. Carl Schwab.
Oh, that's the guy. That's him. I
Yeah, the guy
can
that looks
picture his
like a
face.
fucking 007 villain. Yeah. That guy?
I don't think
One.
it's weird that people meet and try to talk about global issues.
You don't think it's weird that he talks
Is your
about
take
the
that we
the
should
Great
democracy?
Reset?
We should do like we should have a global democracy
Behind-
vote on those sorts of things,
Should
saying
or
you
that
don't-
people shouldn't meet.
behind
It's
closed
bad to meet and
doors,
talk about them.
should they be behind closed doors or should they be open to the public?
You're going to
I
need
think
a
they probably should be
globe in
open to
order
the
to have
public.
you're going to need a globe in order
So-
to have a
so
global
they-
conspiracy.
Yeah,
They
you're gonna
shouldn't
need a
have
globe
armed
for a
guards.
global
Boom!
conspiracy.
Jeremy did it.
No, but
They
that's
shouldn't
it.
have
So
armed
actually,
guards.
let me
It's
go
a
right to that.
plainer conspiracy.
Well, let me. No, it's a global
We
global
should talk
conspiracy.
about Carl Schwab,
But-
Gio. I mean, that's basic shit.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff there's that too, and there was something else I was gonna say as well. But okay, so hold on. What I want to go off from right there is here's just a quick question for you, Pinky. So if you had measurements of the Earth absolutely not curving, right? Water not curving, and I'm talking tangible, conclusive, 100% measurements. Okay, but that's all you have in addition to right now. You just have those measurements, and you've done them yourself, and you are like, yes, guys, water's not curving, the ground's not curving, etc. From that one thing, essentially the Earth not being a sphere, would you completely change your view on whether there is a organized group of entities involved in this by just the Earth not being a sphere? Would that change your skepticism that there is a group that would have to be involved like this?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you for being honest. Because, dude, there's one person in my family who is specific, like a family member of mine that is particularly mainstream, and I asked them that, and they also said that, and it was honest of them, and I was like, thank you, and it really means something. So what that means is that if you simply knew the Earth wasn't a sphere, then you're like, there's not, if I use the word cabal for a minute, like, even though I don't really like that term, but okay, there's not a big, conspiracy cabal going on of secret societies and all this. But if the Earth's not a sphere, you agree there essentially has to be?
I don't know if I'd go that far. The only one I could think of that's for sure would be NASA, but I think you could take sort of Rakia's point where NASA just followed the physics of it and launched things into space, and it worked because the math of it worked, even though Earth was flat. I don't think that's possible because you'd have to do some really, really weird visual stuff. But if if we measured Earth to be flat, we still know that it still doesn't change the fact that like geodetic surveyors went out and took measurements. We can take these measurements now that essentially show they show a dip in both directions. And I would just say people saw that and made the reasonable conclusion that Earth was a globe and built a model based off of that. Like that doesn't have to be a conspiracy. It could just be it looks like a globe. It acts like a globe, so everybody adopted that.
It's actually the opposite.
You know what I mean?
Pinky. They had the globe in mind first, and then conformed to it. But besides that, I just want to ask you something.
No.
I just want to ask you something real quick about NASA and space exploration, et cetera, et cetera. Don't you find it interesting that like in the 50s, like in the 40s and 50s, and after World War II, it's now, it used to be mocked. Like everyone used to make fun of conspiracy theorists for talking about Operation Paperclip and stuff like that, where we basically took Nazis. The Russians took Nazis, we took Nazis, and basically started the CIA, started the space program, etc. And that during this time, you had like the Red Scare and like the McCarthy era, right, where Russia is bad, Russia be bad, like we're in a Cold War, etc., etc. Yet during the most important, for the most important discoveries of humanity in terms of like reaching for the stars or the extremities of Earth, right? Like we had a collaboration between countries like Russia and America and like all these other countries like the Antarctic Treaty to
Come
go
on, man.
explore like the most extremities of Earth and space and collab, yet at the same time we're supposed to believe that we're at war with Russia or that we're supposed to hate Russia.
Wait. How did we get war with Russia, man? You said something just now, and Pfinky tried to stop you about we just thought it was a globe, so that's how we measured it. But no, it originally thought that it was flat for a long, long time, and they measured it and figured out it wasn't flat. How about that?
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I agree with you, Left Lane. That's great. Okay, I don't want to talk about flat versus globe right now. I want to talk about the idea of them actually being a giant cabal or a group of people that run the world. Now, if that's the case, then that means that there has to be a lot of collusion together, like a lot of collaboration together. And what I'm telling you, Pinky, is that they had the public believe that that we're supposed to hate communism and that we're supposed to hate Russia during that time. Yet at the very same time, we collaborated on exploration together. So how does that like that? That's
Yeah, I hate communism because it doesn't work and it keeps people poor. That's why I hate it.
Yeah, Beasticles, are you saying that we were wrong to tell everyone that communism was bad?
I'm not. That's not really the point. The point is just like there's two different conflicting narratives.
Well, okay. Take two countries that are in a Cold War. We weren't at war, and so there wasn't like to some degree the countries had to still pretend to cooperate on a global stage. It wasn't like we're never going to do anything this other guy does. So in the Antarctic Treaty, involved. It wasn't like just between the U.S. and Russia. It was every other country, and it was in every country's best interest to sign and agree to
To work
that.
together. Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Why is that?
that's not that weird.
So they had it. So it is possible to collaborate with the entire world,
Yeah.
essentially,
I don't
between
deny that.
countries. Okay,
But
so
there's lots of non-signatories to the Antarctica Agreement. I don't even think Mexico's a signatory.
if that's the hold on, but if that's the case, logically you would have to say that then it is possible that if we are able to organize for good, quote unquote, then they can organize in the same way for evil deeds. Like you would have to
It's
logically
harder
say
to
that that's
hide things.
possible.
No, it's way harder to hide those sorts of like global. Like imagine the Antarctic
plain
Treaty,
sight.
but imagine it was Antarctic Treaty, but they were gonna hide the fact that they'd made this treaty. How well would that work out?
You would just
It
use the
wouldn't.
Antarctic Treaty or some other type of good intention as your cover.
It doesn't like the thing. Those you realize though when you make something secret, it's hard and it's big and a lot of people are involved and know it's harder to keep that a secret, right?
Yeah, that's why you basically hide in plain sight. You basically use something that sounds innocuous and that sounds beneficial, but when you actually look under the hood, this is actually the mechanism for how they do their evil shit.
The Antarctic
I'll give you an
Treaty.
example. The Patriot Act.
Okay. Was that Russia and the U.S. again, or like?
The fact that you don't even know what that is
I know what the
perfect.
Patriot Act. I know what the Patriot Act is. That's a
Okay.
sarcasm.
Okay, so is that innocuous? That sounds good, right? Be a patriot, right? But
The
when you look
name
under the hood,
the name is a euphemism. Yes, the name is a euphemism.
correct. Just like the Antarctic Treaty or any other type of international cooperation agreement that we've had over the years, like obviously
But
that there's back channeling and there's certain deals that are made under out of the eyes of the public. Like so the idea that it's too overwhelming to think that there could be a cabal of people that try to run the world. Like that's just that's
the Patriot
naive.
Act was literally it was legislation. This is something that was like done in full view of the public in Congress. There are parts of it, like the fine print was like inside the CIA that got super sketchy, which by the way was ultimately revealed because, like I said, it's almost impossible to keep anything a secret. But like the Patriot Act, I don't know. Like, do you think there was a second secret Patriot Act that nobody knew about?
No, that's not my point. The point is using something innocuous or like a name like that. And unless you actually look into the bill or look into the piece of legislation or look into the documents, etc., you wouldn't know that it was actually harmful.
Yeah, but it's just, dude, it's legislation. I don't know what to say. Like that.
That was from 9/11.
That's not the act of a secret. That's not the act of a secret cabal.
That was because of 9/11.
Yeah.
That was a huge conspiracy.
Yeah.
Significant.
Well, you guys think 9/11 is a conspiracy. The Patriot Act as a response, like as an over response to 9/11 makes perfect sense from just a normie.
Even the mainstream explanation for 9/11 actually is a conspiracy because these, the box cutters, the hijackers, the terrorists, all that is a conspiracy. Like men conspire to do an evil act, even if you take the mainstream story. But obviously, many don't think that's how it went down. So no matter which way you hack it, that was a conspiracy.
What do you think about 9/11?
That definitely was a conspiracy.
Thank you.
I agree with that. I'm not I don't say that conspiracies don't happen, but conspiracies like that's a conspiracy made by a relatively small group of people that could keep lips tight.
Have you ever seen the pattern on the money that shows the Twin Towers and the stages of them falling?
Gosh, that one's the worst. Yeah, I've seen it.
How is that? I mean, you don't think that that's on purpose?
No, I don't think that's on purpose.
You think it's just a cosmic coincidence that's like that? The people that run the world
like,
who control our money system?
Do I think that the people that made the money put a secret design so that if you fold the dollar bill a certain way,
into a
the different denominations, then it makes two bars
Yeah, I'll
with a
post it.
tree around it. No, I don't
New
think so.
buildings coming down, yeah, because 9/11 was like the Patriot Act that came after 9/11 essentially was like the end of privacy. Because if you know what life was like before that in the 90s, it was kind of different. Like you could kind of be private in a way in the 90s. Like we were still in that era. I mean, it's hard. It was hard to even, but you know, easier in the earlier years of all this. But in the 90s, you could still. But after the Patriot Act, like so many things changed, and
You
that was
the
the end of
Patriot
the
Act.
era where you could kind of be like just a little bit more of a nomad on the earth, which I know calling the 90s a nomad is a stretch, but it's more than it is after the Patriot Act because like everything that changed after that.
That's
And
just the internet and big
definitely
social
seems like that's a
media.
purposeful thing on the money, the way it folds like that.
Gio, that's just
No,
the internet
it's
and
not
big
compelling
social
to me.
media.
How is dude? All right.
It's not a pentagram. You said you have to fold it
No,
like a
that fits
pentagram?
into the pentagram. Yeah, that's the shield, like the red shield of the Rothschilds.
Wait, what?
That's a shield.
Yeah.
You can fit that in. Like that's literally their symbology. Remember we were talking about
This is
symbols
just
and how you can follow
pareidolia,
it.
dude. It's just
Yeah,
pareidolia.
it's
No, Rothschild in German has been translated to Red Shield.
Dude, this is not pareidolia. You know who built the 9/11 Trade Center, like the Twin Towers? You know who commissioned it?
Rothschilds.
No,
Rothschilds.
Rockefeller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just whenever you guys when I have I just
Go
want to
ahead,
do
go
like
ahead, Gio.
a 30-second thing at some point.
You're good, bro.
Well, no, go ahead if you want to finish.
No, like you're good. I'm still looking up stuff.
Okay, then Pinky, can you see the screen share? Anyone who wants to join the screen share account, will you do that real quick? I'm gonna share it on the live stream as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through these really quick. Now, I'm not saying all of these are like completely 100% proof of anything, or that there's some end all be all or anything like that. I just want to kind of go over it quickly as like a preponderance, because I posted these in the text chat. I just kind of want to go over them real quick. So this one's showing like the kind of dome or like firmament symbology in a bunch of different logos, and that is part of like their focus as well. So that's that. I'm just gonna go through these quickly. These are some NASA patches. Look at.
Wait, hold on. Can I ask questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
I won't be like too nitpicky, but what do you mean the firmament is like that? That one kind of surprised me. Firmament is part of the Freemason symbology.
Yeah, that's why I have Werner von Braun put it right on his tombstone.
Yeah, the protractor and ruler, bro. The square and compass. If you actually look at
that's
the Masonic,
not firmament. I know that one. Firmament.
Yeah. You know the thing that goes around the protractor?
Werner von Braun's
like a half circle.
Bro.
Yeah, that's
Werner
the
von Braun's
dome.
tombstone.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I'm saying it's Werner. It's not Werner. What's his tombstone say?
Psalms 19. The handiwork of the firmament is the handiwork of God, or showeth the handiwork of God.
Yeah, bro. The firmament's all over the place. Gio's about to lay the shit down for us, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read this.
We don't have to keep it going. I don't think I've never heard of a firmament being part of Freemason symbology, and it seems weird that the group trying to hide the firmament would use firmament in their symbology.
You just found out about the Bilderberg group 5 minutes ago.
Okay, then let me read this.
Okay, that's not a great argument.
This is just a Gemini AI. I'm just going to read this. All I did is I typed in dome Freemasonic, and this is what it gave me. A dome in Freemasonry, often called a celestial dome, symbolizes the universal nature of the fraternity, representing the vault of heaven. It is a key architectural feature in many lodges that reinforce the ritualistic cosmic balance of Masonic teachings, with stars and constellations reflecting the heavenly firmament above the earthly square, the earthly square lodge room. So it's a major part of Freemasonry.
I mean,
you ever see Whitehall, bro?
Does that
right here?
That makes me suspicious of the flat Earth movement a little bit, because you say they spread their symbols everywhere, and the firmament is a big part of flat Earth, the flat Earth movement. So, do you guys think that there could be a link there?
Yeah, there's a entire discussion about how the flat Earth was rolled out at a specific time.
By the evil people that are trying to control the world.
by
Well,
certain
just because they
figures.
use it though, and they use it with the all-seeing eye, and they use these things, it doesn't mean that they invented the firmament. They hijack all
Well, no,
kinds
but
of.
I'm saying it's part of the like if they're putting their symbol out so that people can identify it as gang signs, then why would we not associate that with? I mean, the flat Earth is probably one of the most prominent places where that symbology is used. Also,
I mean, I hear
You're
you in
saying
a
why
way,
would they
but the
put
thing is,
secrets
though,
in plain sight?
well, yeah, because even outside of Freemasonry, like entirely, or outside of any like sort of Illuminati related type stuff, the ancients all seem to have a firmament or a concept of a firmament, a dome, etc. Like, and many like in the ancient Norse cosmology, Egyptians, the Aztecs, the Inca, the list goes on and on. It seems like they all have that, like some kind of a heavenly vaulted ceiling, basically to the realm. So I mean, but nonetheless, Freemasonry has kind of commandeered it or taken it into, and it's a major part of their symbols. And the point is, like this one that we were looking at on the screen share. I mean, again, I'm not saying this like 100% proof that or in that way, but there's numerous ways that they seem to use the dome symbology, which is the Freemasonry connection.
Yeah, dude.
There's even more than this, bro. This little thing you got on your screen. I mean, I hope there's like 10 more pages of this.
Yeah. So are we done with that one?
Yeah, let's keep going.
yeah, we can go to the next one.
All right.
I
So
hope you
this
got
one is
50 more pages.
I just
It's
grabbed
still
my.
wild to me that you guys that doesn't make you guys suspicious of flat Earth, but okay, this one.
Well, no, I hear
These
you
are
on
the
that. That's
NASA
an
ones.
interesting idea. That's an interesting idea.
I'm
Like,
suspicious of it.
No, they
yeah.
put the secrets in plain sight, bro. There's actually a whole like 6-hour thing on called Secrets in Plain Sight.
I hear you though. There is a weird way in which like flat Earth has some
Rolled
kind
out.
of has some kind of a psyop thing going on with it. Doesn't mean
No,
the
if
Earth's
they
not
if
planar and stationary, but it just means that there's
you're saying
some
if they know
action.
there's a firmament, why would they use the firmament symbology on everything if they're trying to hide it from us? But they do symbols in plain sight or
Yeah,
secrets in
part of their
plain
shtick.
sight. Yeah,
Well, that's
like
what's
nobody.
weird. They know that we don't think most humans don't believe that there is even a dome or firmament. They know there is one. So especially when
They're
they've
laughing
connected with
at
all
you.
the ancients
Well, that's
they know
speculation.
there is one, so they put it in the logos while everyone else thinks
They're
they're on a
laughing
ball.
at you.
What did they define
No,
as
no.
the firmament?
Read again. Read again. Where it comes from. It doesn't come from they know there's a firmament. It's just in the lodge symbolically. The lodge is under like a dome of heaven.
That's
Well, I
why we've
can keep
never
reading. I
actually
can
been.
just. I'll read the part. It says this is the Gemini AI. Symbolism and function, universal reach. That the dome symbolizes a heaven as a roof, turning an enclosed space into a universal temple that embraces all. Enlightenment and order. It represents the cosmos, reflecting moral principles, the all-seeing eye, and the movement of enlightenment, east to west. Architectural symbolism. It often sits atop a square room, illustrating the connection between the earthly square and the divinely heavenly dome. Esoteric meaning the blue color shading from light to dark represents the spreading of enlightenment, the human aura, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, that's why like that one that he posted, like they have the. I mean, I think they're taking it from what the realm really is, but they use it specifically as a symbol, and so.
Can you show examples of like actual like them using it as a symbol in any
Yeah. You know Manly P Hall?
artwork?
You know who Manly P Hall is?
No, I don't know who
You
Manly
want the
Pial is.
firmament and artwork?
No, but
Well, just the
Manly P
don't like.
Hall. Manly
Y'all,
P
y'all are
Hall.
assuming there's one definition for firmament. The firmament to many people is the universe, not a glass dome.
Yeah, there's nothing in that description that Gio said that says that they're yeah.
Well,
Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. NASA. These are NASA patches or
yeah,
NR.
NASA
What's
patches.
NRO? Which ones are NASA? Which ones are NRO? I don't even know what NRO is.
National Reconnaissance Office.
It says it
Yeah, I
right
don't know
there.
what that is.
They
I don't know
also,
what
by
the
the way,
national.
it's connected.
Which of these patches are NRO? Which of these patches are NASA? That's what I'm
It
asking.
says NRO on the patches that say NRO, dude. What do you? I mean, why? You're so weird, dude.
All right, hold on. Before we totally jump to that, I just want to say also with the dome firmament thing, they also Freemasons they call it the Grand Architect of the Universe, and so that's likely why Werner von Braun, who was the guy who basically helped create NASA and led it, all that, used it on his tombstone as well. So, anyways, and then the G might be connected to that as well, Grand Architect, and then the firmament is kind of. I mean, that's the thing they're using to deceive us because they're telling us that it's light years away and balls in space. So they're actually, that's how deep they go. They know it's a dome type thing or a ceiling. They put it in their symbols, but then they convince us that doesn't even exist at all, and then they deceive us with what the dome is. If I just use the word dome for right now, like what the heavens are, the ceiling, they're using that to deceive humanity with the whole outer space and the globe story.
It's
So it's
trickery
even
in the first
Speculation,
degree.
though.
It's trickery in the first
Yeah,
degree.
it's speculation, but
that's how deep they're using it as one of their symbols, as a psyop type of.
Well, the reason I point out the word speculation, you're stating it as fact, but you're speculating.
correct. Yeah.
It's a fact that Manly P. Hall uses dome symbology in all of his writings. So
Manly P. Hall.
All right, so okay, so these NASA patches. Look at the two ones on the right with the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. I mean,
yep.
Pinky's getting a
also
101 in conspiracy today. He learned who Manly P. Hall was, Bilderberg Group. Let's keep this going. We're getting them. We'll get there, Pinky.
I don't mind doing my research. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay, so we have the dollar bill pyramid.
Yep, and then on the two ones on the right.
Mhm.
The one in the upper middle is the complete all-seeing eye with the pyramid as well, which they use a lot. And then they use the sun, of course, in a lot of stuff too. That's in a ton of the logos. There's a ton of, because they're, the sun worship and heliocentrism, putting the sun in the middle. So there's some of these have a little bit of that. Like the upper left one has the rising sun over the kind of globe thing. And then the lower left also has the sun shining like really bright behind the earth. All
yeah,
right,
I mean
so
the ones with the pyramids, I'm like, those are Freemason symbols. The other ones aren't. Like saying there's a sun in it, therefore it's linked to.
But why are space people now using Freemasonic symbols now? Why is it? It's in the money and now it's in space. Why is it in space now?
It's part of Americana.
Part of
What does that mean?
Americana.
What does that
All
mean?
right, should we keep? Should we stick on that one or keep moving?
Keep
we should
going.
figure out what he means by Americana. Like, what do you mean Americana? What do you know about Americana?
Yeah, that sounds really
To be
dumb.
fair, yeah. To be fair, Gio, I think we are way too deep down the rabbit hole for whoever we're talking about. This guy he literally didn't know about Bilderberg. Did you even know that Joe Biden wrote the Patriot Act or the precursor to the Patriot Act? Like, we're like way deeper down than he's ready for. Or
I'm sure you guys know way more than I
Pinky's
do about
ready
this
for this.
stuff.
No, he's
Pinky's
ready.
ready.
Pinky's ready.
It's all right.
I don't care
Where
if he
would
didn't
be the
know it
proper place to
beforehand.
start? How deep
It's
do
like
you
they
go?
didn't know what Bilderberg Group is, so we should stop. We need to stop talking to
Stop
them.
right here. Stop.
Maybe
this right here.
maybe I should pause now, guys. I'll come back.
Yeah,
We can resume this next week.
You said you had to go, right?
Didn't you just say you're okay with doing your own research and you want to do your own research, but you're sitting here telling
Always.
everyone else? Yeah, but you're sitting around telling everyone else about what may or definitely is or is not part of any kind of world group, and you didn't even know about Build a Group. I mean, come on.
All right. Well, either way,
I try really hard to not be definitive about who is and isn't part of a world group. I feel like I've been consistent in saying I want to see, like, right now we're looking at like logos of things, whereas I would think if there's evidence that there is actually a group meeting and plotting, that we could just see that evidence. But let's keep going through this. This is interesting.
Yeah, but so what is the Builder Group? It's not that.
Moment, please.
What would
I mean,
that
the Bilderberg
be?
Group's an open, they list the people on there. It's a group of people that meet and discuss world issues. There doesn't have to be anything more than that.
How many members of the public are open to those discussions, and why do they have armed guards?
I mean, let's not.
Why do they have
in the middle?
Fuzzy, let's
saying
let
that
him
he
chew
has
on
to
some
get
things.
going pretty soon, and I will absolutely invite him to send me some DMs here on
It goes
Discord.
down in the DMs.
Okay.
Wait, who
Yeah,
did
Pinky,
DMs
go do
scare
your,
me?
bro,
Says he has
go
to
do your
go.
thing.
All right.
I would definitely look into Manly P. Hall first before anything.
Yes.
That would be a
All right,
good start.
No, I mean, you just have you're holding like a very skeptical view, which is it's fine. I mean, in a way. I mean, well, earlier you were more
Is
kind of
that
like
the irony?
genuine-
I don't feel like I'm any different than you guys when it comes to NASA or anything else. Like we have maybe skepticism that's directed in a different direction. So
Well,
I
we
don't
It's
mean
all
it.
can't
I
good.
don't mean it as an
I
offense to you
just
guys, but
You're good,
I
man.
enjoy the topics, so it's just all good. But can I whip through these last few before?
yeah, go for it.
Gio,
Yep,
yes,
go
please
for
do
it.
so.
Okay, so this one is this is actually just like the Grand Lodge of the District of Columbia. This is actually like a Freemason thing itself. So,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
it
say
does
that
show.
definitely is Freemason. It's
Yeah.
got the checkerboard. It's got the compass. It's got the It's got the all-seeing eye. It's got the pillars. It's got the heavens. I don't know what the one on the top left is, but this one's hitting on all of them.
Yeah. Okay, so
But
let's
it is
just
a lodge logo. It is a lodge logo, so we kind of expect that, right?
turns out that these guys all Pythagoras, Copernicus, Galileo, Kepler, and Newton all connected to Freemasonry and a Freemasonry symbol and Freemasonry as well. And we know this is basically like the foundation of our cosmos. I mean, Copernicus, Galileo, Kepler, Newton, and Pythagoras.
Well, I mean, like square and compass weren't exactly, these aren't like rare tools.
Yeah, they were.
Was
That's
masonry around in Pythagoras times?
What?
They're not, you just think these are rare tools for like
in
astronomers?
those times. Yeah, you had to be rich. What are you talking about?
You had to be rich to have a square?
Dude, you had to be part of the aristocrats in order to have access to any of this stuff. You think the
I'm gonna
common
mention one
peasants
thing
can have
real
an
quick here.
access
To
to
a compass? Compasses are not that hard. I can make a compass with
Hold on.
these two pieces of wood.
Nowadays,
When were calculators, digital calculators, available to the public?
I have no idea, but it's got to have to be in probably the 60s, 70s, 50s, maybe.
You're correct.
I think you.
How much RAM?
Get you
How
in
much
there,
RAM
bro.
did those?
Think about
how much
that
RAM?
now.
But they could have had digital calculators
Calm
back in
down
the
with
time
the
of
RAM,
Kepler.
bro. Calm down with the RAM all
Jeremy,
day with you.
do you agree they could have had digital calculators in the time of Pythagoras?
How did we get on this?
I'm just totally busting Jeremy's
It's
balls. This was
sideways.
an
Square and
earlier.
compass.
It was an earlier
Yeah.
topic. It's a callback to an earlier topic.
Square and compass
Okay,
associated with the actual calculator. And when people say that there's, oh yeah, everyone must have had a square and compass.
No, they didn't.
Bro,
No,
most
I didn't
people
say that.
right
Did
now.
I say? Hold on.
that.
Did I say that? Did I say everybody would have a
No, I
square
did
and
not.
compass?
Nope, I am not quoting you. No.
Yo, most people
Okay.
right now don't even know what that compass is. If you say compass to somebody, they're gonna think of the north, south, east, west one, and they like a lot of people don't even know about the other compass.
And how to use
100%
it.
of eighth graders know because it's required for their school supplies.
Dude,
But-
I've ran into people in here that didn't know that was a compass in this arena.
Maybe
Well,
they weren't
that's-
taught compasses.
Wait, what are you talking about, Jeremy? I don't even know what you're talking about. What do you
He's
mean?
saying most
Beast
people
doesn't
think of a
even know.
compass as like a north, south, east, west compass, not a circle compass, circle drawing compass.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought there was like a
Okay.
specific other compass that you were talking about.
Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that the square and compass is a big Mormon symbol also?
Yeah.
We
They're
stole it from
definitely-
we
They
stole
might be
it from
linked in.
Freemasons.
Oh,
no,
you're
you guys
Mormon?
might be linked in.
No, we definitely broke free, but we just borrowed symbols and then we got booted from Freemasonry. And then Joseph Smith made up
Well,
his
that's
own
the story.
version of
That's the
Freemasonry.
story they gave you. That's the story they gave you.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
you're
yeah,
still-
okay.
All right, well,
You're
Gio
Mormon,
is still
Pinky?
help.
Still hooked in.
This is a
Geos.
17-hour presentation, Gio. It's gonna take all day for this.
I know. Yeah, let's maybe try to keep. Okay, so I realize that this one it could be contested, discussed. I mean, not all these guys were like admitted Freemasons. Obviously, Pythagoras is claimed to be a very long time ago. However, I did pull up this thing here, and it says for Pythagoras, it says, however, he is considered an ancient friend and brother in Masonic tradition with his universalico masonry.org geometric teaching, specifically the 47th problem of Euclid, heavily influencing Masonic symbolism.
What's the 47th problem of Euclid?
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I bet Bev knows. Where's Bev at?
Are you a Mormon, Pinky?
So I am Mormon, yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You know about
a
the honeybee,
agnostic.
the honeybot,
Agnostic.
Oh, sorry.
Here, I
Yeah,
pulled it
what?
up.
The beehive?
Yeah, the beehive. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of Freemason symbols in Mormonism.
You know the text of my
The
name?
sun thing, like even looking at this one, the little sun with the things around it, you'll probably find that on a couple Mormon temples.
You
Square
see
and
the text
compass
of my
for
name?
sure.
That's Deseret, dude.
No, I'm looking at live stream.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
the
sorry.
text in your name?
Yeah.
So this one, like, I just don't like if these are artist renditions that I think people found to show, like, yes, we can find a rendition of scientists holding scientific instruments. It's not super compelling. The middle two are just obviously showing examples because those are Freemason.
Dude, the 47th problem
Jeremy,
is just what's up?
Go ahead.
It's just a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's all it is.
Yep.
The top left one, the Pythagoras one, is borderline disingenuous because that's basically somebody that's taken Pythagoras and then reverse laid Freemason symbols on top of him.
No, I think there's a compass there on the table.
Checkerboard. Well, the layout of the compass. You think Pythagoras and the temple. He has holding a pyramid in his hand. There's a pyramid above him.
Right.
You have the checkerboards.
You got the two
The
pillars.
checkerboards down below, pillars, and the perfectly laid out whatever. So I'm calling BS on that one for sure. That was the most compelling one on this page.
We could go through all these. Let me just say real quick. I found this Euclid's 47th problem. I found this here. I'll post the link to it. This is a Freemason. It's actually freemason.com. Euclid's 47th problem. And it talks here about how geometry and Freemasonry are like inextricably linked. And the whole geometry, I think, trick that they're doing with the earth is a part of this too. It's part of this like dark magic, kind of dark arts deception, because they're basically deceiving us about the geometry of the earth and the whole realm that we're in. But anyways, we could go into this maybe another time, but this actually goes through Euclid's 47th problem, or the Pythagorean theorem, establishes that in any right triangle, the square of the two sides connected to the right angle is equal to the square of the third side, called the hypotenuse. Anyways, yeah, we could go through this at some point, but apparently this is like connected to Freemasonry. So that is a connection to Pythagoras. I mean, who knows what
Freemasonry is obviously geometric. I mean, the main symbol is two tools used specifically for doing geometry. So I don't even contest that.
There's more than two. No, not just two.
Well, they're the builders.
I'm saying
so,
the main two,
obviously.
the compass and square. Got one. We got time for more.
What?
Oh wait, what?
I'm disconnected for a second.
All right, so I'm saying, do we want to keep? Because we could go through each one of these. We kind of did Pythagoras.
I had to go.
I got one more.
This is too deep. Nah, this is too deep, bro. Whatever you had plans, just cancel that shit. This is what we're doing now.
All right, are we going through these, or should we go to the next slide? We could come back to it because these could all be contested. I understand that.
I would say too, like, is there any evidence that any of these men were actually connected to Freemasonry?
Yes.
Which ones?
Isaac Newton was connected to the Hermetic Golden Dawn, which is a section of Masonry. It's another section. It's about Hermeticism.
Bro, these guys are all
never. See, another thing, I've never even heard of that branch of Freemasonry.
This says here, Newton was surrounded by Freemasons. This says Isaac Newton was surrounded by Freemasons. His assistant, J.T. Desagulars, was a prominent third Grand Master of the Premier Grand Lodge.
Was it like Spaceballs though? And he's like, I'm surrounded by idiots. Bro, this shit is all linked up, dude. It's all linked up. Newton, I don't even know if Newton did what they said he did or whatever. Like that's like next level genius shit.
Here's Newton's
With
letter.
the Apple thing, this says there's no credible historical evidence that Isaac Newton was a member of Freemasonry.
Dude,
here's a letter. Freemasonry was formally emerged with the Premier Grand Lodge of England in 1717, and he died in 1727. So everybody before that, there wasn't even a known organized Freemasonry. We have to have a secret version of it.
What's the source?
I mean, you could take a picture of me at the drawing table with a compass on a square and say, "Oh, look at that. He's part of the Masons."
You don't even own a compass.
Yeah, we know
Well,
he's in
I've
left
got
lane's
a
competing.
power
Left lane's
drawing
in Elks
table.
Lodge. He's
Yeah, no,
Elks
but left
Lodge.
lane.
I think
Okay,
Elks
so
Lodge is part of the global
Left lane is
conspiracy.
100% a part of the masonry. Like he's part of it.
No, he's
He
He's
can't admit
Elks.
it.
They're competing. It's the better, more exclusive secret society.
all right, can
like,
we? But is it not bizarre though that all of these like depictions of these men all happen to have this symbol, this compass, and it's a major part of Freemasonry? Can we at least get, because there's the compass and square, and there's a compass and or square in all of these. So can we not at least just like, why is it in every single one? Like I understand if it was in one of the guys or two, yeah, it just happens to have a compass in his hand. Why are they all? Why do they all
But
have?
anybody that had an image depicting them with a compass and a square in their possession automatically gets tied to masonry.
I mean, the guy in the bottom left, is that a painting? Because that's just awkward. Like he's
It
like
looks like
Ricky Bobby.
chopsticks. I'm not even
He's like
convinced that it's a compass. I'm gonna go at least as likely that that's those like junior chopsticks, helper chopsticks.
Yeah, they're all
He's about to
medieval
eat his food.
chopsticks, and there's no Illuminati. Sure, that's what it
the
is. They're all
bottom
just
the
medieval
bottom
chopsticks.
left the bottom left looks like he's Ricky Bobby and he didn't know what to do with his hands for this painting.
Bro, I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
what's he
you,
holding in the other hand? He's like holding a little stick or something.
I'm gonna give you the sauce on Isaac Newton, right? This is literally all of his writings here. Okay, the Newton Project. There's ones on, the Philosopher's Stone because he was obsessed with that. He was obsessed with Hermes Trismegistus. He was obsessed with the alchemical composition of the universe and thought about a different explanation for gravity in terms of a mechanical explanation, where he thought the Earth was an inanimate vegetable that breathed in etheric matter from the stars and heavens and then exhaled gross exhalations of material. So, I mean, the dude was a very thought about a different explanation for gravity in terms of a mechanical explanation, where he thought the Earth was an inanimate vegetable that breathed in etheric matter from the stars and heavens and then exhaled gross exhalations of material. So, I mean, the dude was a very esoteric dude, but like they depict him in surface level depictions of him being like the father of science and like he's a rational thinker. Like the dude was fucking super esoteric, messed with alchemicals, like alchemical combinations of like elements and stuff like that. Probably what caused him to go fucking crazy. And like
Who are you talking about?
Isaac Newton. He was a
Yo,
weird
these
dude.
guys were all alchemists, bro. They were all tinkerers and shit, bro. All everyone back then.
Alchemist as well. By the way, on the bottom of this image here, I noticed it says the square and compass, sacred geometry, and the great architect of the universe and gravity. And you notice how the G's, it's kind of hard to see, but they're all purple because whoever made this like little graphic, they made them purple, which is kind of hard to see them, so that's not ideal. But it actually says sacred geometry with a G, great architect with a G, and gravity with a G. And maybe this is kind of a stretch, but I just still thought of it. That's 666, 3 G's.
Oh, you went right to what's that shit called? What's it?
Peach Land.
Numerology.
What's it called? Gematria.
Now you have 4 6s, Jeremy. You just ruined it.
Oh, that's
With
a
gematria.
I hope he looks. I hope you look into this shit, Pinky. We're not just wasting our time.
A lot of this I've seen. But you guys remember too, this graphic is created by somebody that was already looking for this link. So there's a bit of a selection bias.
All right, but when you have this world today that it's on our money, it's in the logos, it's in the NASA, and it happens to be in the depictions of all the men that are claimed to be the quote unquote shoulders of giants that we are standing on for the quote unquote globe discovery.
Don't recognize any patterns.
It's not in all. It's not in all the depictions. Like, right? You get the like. I could make a version of this and find pictures of each of these guys where they're not holding a square compass.
Okay, do it.
Okay,
all right.
I'm gonna do it.
I mean, if you're claiming it's like cherry picking, I mean,
that's what he's doing. He's saying don't be a pattern seeker. Don't be a pattern thinker. Essentially. Like, don't look for patterns.
It's worse than that. It's worse. Well, you guys agree that people can have oversensitivity to patterns, right? And then identify things that aren't there.
Well, yeah, that's why you have to be discerning.
But that's not what's happening right now.
And we've all been down
How
a
do you know
rabbit
it's not?
hole.
How do you know
that
that's
we
not
were
what's
like,
happening right
oh,
now?
shit. What do you mean? How do we know, dude? There's certain levels.
It's a
of
fair
discernment
question,
that you get
right?
to, dude. There's certain levels of discernment you get to after researching these kind of topics for many years, right? You will eventually end up in a rabbit hole where you're like, fuck, dude. Okay, I went a little too ham on that rabbit hole. I'm guilty of it. Everyone in here is probably guilty of it. We get that, but there is still some level of truth to the shit that you can turn a blind eye to. That's your decision. That's fine. You want to do that, that's fine. But like, don't come in here and be like, you guys are wrong, and not provide any evidence for it. So
Yes,
Well, I mean,
I totally agree with you, Peter. And the last thing I'm going to say for the time being is to look at the back of a $1 bill. Why the fuck is there a pyramid with the all-seeing eye on the back of the $1
that's one of the
bill?
first things they brought up.
it's all over. It's all over.
And
I
the
mean, it's on
letters spell
monuments.
I'm asking the question.
It's on monuments. It's other places.
He's comfortable with it.
Founding fathers were most
I
of
thought
them
I
were
was still talking.
Freemasons.
I guess I wasn't. I guess I was mute or something.
Well, you ask it like, I don't know. When sometimes people ask a question, I assume they're done talking. So keep going. I'll log the question as one. I'll answer once you're finished.
Thank you very much. I don't go very long. It's not on the back of the $5 bill, $2 bill, $10 bill. Why is it on the $1 bill? And what does it represent? And why was it? When and why was it added to the $1 bill? That is my trivia question for you tonight or today.
All right.
1938. I don't know.
All right, when you guys are ready, let's go to the last few slides. Unless you have a response to that.
No, I did. I responded. 1938, and I don't know.
That's an interesting time, right before World War II. I mean, right, kind of in that era. Yeah, I know. That's really the whole dollar bill thing. That's a whole wormhole of like history. Well, I don't want to move on from that if you guys aren't finished with that, but let me know, and then I'll go to the next one.
Gio?
I do. I gotta jump off. Thank you guys. We'll pick this up.
Oh, wait, then do you want to? Can we just do one more slide? Then can you see one more?
All right, one more slide. One more slide.
Right, I'll just go to the best one. Okay, ready? All right.
Why wouldn't you start with the best one?
Oh, well, hold on. We'll just do. Hold on, just two real quick. So this one is kind of like a speculative thing of like the layout, and it has like all the different components: corporation, central bank, Council of 13. Yes, obviously, yeah, they don't know all that 100%, but I mean, some of that's kind of one. But okay, this is the one I just wanted to show you briefly, dude. This one has like it's this whole map here, and I mean, again, I'm not saying this like dead set proof for anything, but when you look at what's all on here, there's like everything on here. I mean, pharmaceutical. There's Monsanto, Bayer, GMOs. The Patriot Act,
libtards, Patriots, Q Army, woke AF,
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google. Anyways, CDC, FDA, NIH. It's just a lot when you see all of this. And I'm not saying every single one of these is like, some singular conspiracy, because there's obviously a lot of stuff in here. But it's a lot. And to think that this is all just random, so.
When people see something like this, what conclusion are we supposed to draw? This is just literally every word. I don't know.
Oh, but it's all of these things. I mean, like gold-backed currency, the China deal. I mean, there's just endless. Space Force, communism, the medical Ponzi, vaccines, Agenda 2030, COVID vaccine, nanotech packaging.
Johns Hopkins.
Hold on. Let me get it real quick. They actually came out with a document like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago or something. It was like tens of thousands of pages. They linked all the money up. Like this shit is linked through money. They're linked through other ways. Like all the links are there. I told you, get the red yarn out and you got to put the shit together. Connect the
Well,
dots.
send me the 10,000 page doc.
I don't even know I forgot what the name of it was.
Yeah,
And we
Geo.
never talk about it in here. I don't know why, but it came out. It said they linked because there's links whenever you send money and shit. Like there's a trail there, and somebody put all the pieces together and came out with a giant like 1,000,000-page document or something.
Open that one up, Geo, if you can. Might take a second. That's a fresh one. That's from this guy named Seven Seas, who has connected today, right? Like in today's day and age, a lot of these kinds of connections. Seven
That
Seas
one is
basically.
huge.
Yeah, it's wild. I don't know if it's possible to put it on the screen share even.
I can. I have at least another one or two of these charts as well, and so a couple of the other ones I have are even a little better.
I think you might like the modern one.
Yeah, I'm looking over this one right now. I mean, it's just like who's connected. Like Elon Musk, his dad is Errol Musk. Well, he doesn't have any connections.
I have
May Musk. What's she connected to? Oh, dang it.
Oh wait, did you want to keep seeing it?
I have it up. I just opened it in my browser.
Oh, you have it up. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because on the screen share, I'm just going to open this one too. This one says The Great Awakening. This one's really good too. I'm showing on the screen share. This one is actually maybe in some ways better than the other one. This one's a little more thought out. But yeah, this is another good one. And then Beast, I could pull that one you have up, although that one's like huge. It looks like because I pulled it up on mine real quick.
Yeah, he made one of the Trump Con too.
On this one, the big Q circle, is that like, I don't know, is that part of the conspiracy or is that part of the truther movement? I'm looking at the one Geo just posted.
Oh, that one, the Great Awakening one.
Yeah. Is this one where Q is a part of the conspiracy or they're part of the truthers?
That's a good question.
High rank military intelligence.
Trust the plan. Trust the plan, guys.
And one with.
Yeah, that seemed like that was a psyop to me. I mean, never thought that was like genuine like truther people, unless or whatever truther means. I mean, that word might mean, but I'm just saying not like genuine truth oriented folks. Like I feel like that was part of something.
Well, I'm asking on this document, should I interpret it as, is this because if it says Great Awakening, I'm assuming this is like Q adjacent type thing.
It says the Earth Alliance. Arrest the cabal, release free energy.
I think we're going too far too fast.
The Montauk Project. There's a ton of stuff on here. Flat Earth. I know I found Flat Earth on here somewhere at one point, but I don't think it was. It should have been bigger. You know, like it didn't have the very, very big letters.
It's in Antarctica.
Oh, is it down there?
I think so.
Oh, it was Inner Earth. This says Inner Earth civilization.
There we go. Somewhere around there. I remember.
Where's it?
I know about orgone. I know about sound healing. I don't know about activator X, rat fish liver oil decalcifies the third eye. Never heard about that.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah. That's the vitamin A in the fish liver oils that claim to be able to do that. Specifically, like, there's a couple.
What type of Ubuntu's on here? So I don't know. Like reading this, I don't even know how. There's just a bunch of words. Like, is Ubuntu, it's bad? Are they talking about the operating system? Are they talking about the concept, the African concept underneath it?
Yeah, I think some stuff, at least on the Great Awakening one, it goes a bit like spiritual as well. So there's stuff like psychic healing right here, chakras, the oversoul, cymatics, crystals, 432 hertz. But then right next to that, there's like NASA cover-ups, photo manipulation, lunar and Martian anomalies, Stanley Kubrick, The Shining. Yeah, so there's like a lot of stuff on here. It's a lot of themes, like, you know, together. And not to say that all of these is like some singular conspiracy or anything, but
what was that movie Kubrick did? Didn't he do like
Eyes Wide Shut?
No, he did and maybe it wasn't Kubrick. Maybe it was a different guy that made a room. It was called Room something, and it was one of the rooms from The Shining.
Room 237.
237, yeah.
Because the moon is 237,000 miles away. That's why that's why you called it that.
Shining's a great movie.
Yeah.
Love that one.
As I always say, I live here in San Jose, California, and Highway 237 is one of the connector roads to Highway 101, which goes right into the blue cube of NASA.
I can't remember.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed it's 237 because 273 is my favorite number.
Well, it's Highway 237 that
I wish
goes
it was
right into.
273.
They inverted it. Maybe they inverted it to
They
use it to
mixed
the
it up because they don't want
moon.
us to know. Yeah, they probably jumble it up. They're like, yo, we don't want them to know the actual real number. We'll just.
Well, just look at, just look at a highway, just California, and then San Jose, and Milpitas, and not Milpitas, Menlo Park, things like that.
What's weird about it, Andrew?
It's a coincidence.
He's a coincidence theorist.
All right, I
I'm
got to
looking for-
run.
looking
I'll
for
I'll leave
flat
you
Earth.
guys with a quick chemtrails
Bottom left.
forecast. Fortunately, Southern California is clear today. Minimal chemtrails. We're going to see some over Phoenix, South Carolina,
Chemtrail in
big time.
Phoenix.
Yeah, they're chemtrail in Phoenix today. Looks like a little bit in Albuquerque. Heavy chemtrail in South Carolina, North Carolina. Upper
bunch of
East
states-
Coast getting a break while things soak in a little bit. And then we've got a little bit across northeastern Washington and northern Minnesota.
I know there's
Overall
at least one
light.
state. I know there's at least one state that made chemtrails illegal, so they probably won't be doing
Florida.
it there.
Well, there's
made chemtrails
definitely a
illegal.
little bit over Orlando. As it
well,
turns out,
somebody's
they
about to get
don't listen to
arrested.
those laws. Yeah, they don't listen to those laws.
Is it going to be
On,
nominal? Kind of like that. What
Geo.
I'm going to
It's
guess the
nominal.
Artemis 2 landing was
It'll be
also
nominal,
nominal.
for sure. For sure.
Flat Earth PSYOP is on the bottom left. It says, by the way, I found it.
Does it
All
say?
right, guys.
does it
Good
say
chat.
Flat Earth
Good chat. Have a good one.
All right,
Later.
Pinky. Cheers.
Yeah, right there. See it?
I told him to cancel his plans. Dad, people don't listen. Now he's
Left
going to miss
corner.
all this next however many hours he's gone for.
He said he already looked into most of this stuff, so
No, he
I
didn't.
had
No
a
fucking
feeling.
way, dude.
I
If you
did.
looked
No,
into
he
this
didn't.
stuff, you would know
I
about
think
it,
he's
bro.
playing dumb.
Bullshit.
It says Flat Earth PSYOP. You're right. all
He's
the way down
new.
there.
Like a lot of people are new to this, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he sounds like he had heard of some of it, but not all
Yeah,
of it.
but he's basically like he's like newbie surface level stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't been in it like us.
Well, dude, back on yeah, no. Well, because this was kind of like almost going back over like some of the basics of things, you know, in a way. I'm not trying to say it's like basic in any like disparaging way of him or anyone. I'm just saying it's kind of
It's
going back
pretty
to like some of the.
No, I said it
foundation-
earlier. It was like this is like
foundation.
101 conspiracy theorist 101.
Or just
Sea
about the
level is his
controllers.
picture.
Who are the controlling factions? Yeah.
That's so.
Well,
perfect
here's
right
here's
there.
an issue that I always have when people are going to say truther or conspiracy theorist. I don't really like those terms. It's like, here's some information you may not have ever heard before. Take a look and tell me what you think. And then some people are like, no, fuck that. I love Trump. I love Biden. That's the problem I have with a lot of people.
I love.
Doesn't matter what amount of information you're actually going to provide. They
I
will.
haven't heard anyone say that.
It's a euphemism.
Geo, you should open up the TrumpCon one. If you can. It's hard. There's a lot to look at. But yeah, 7 C's, man. What a great researcher. Man, I am lagging. I can barely open up this thing. Are you able to get that on the screen share? Because I wasn't able to screen share it when I first opened it up. It's too much.
Yo, yeah, I stepped away for a sec. Yeah, I could pull that one up. I think it needs to be on a website though, unless if you want to pull it up. I'm gonna be kind of still like at my mic a little bit and back and forth, but I'm also gonna have to do a few things, so I might not be able to completely keep fully sharing. But let me see. You want me to try to open it, or do you want to open it to go through it, or?
I mean, I could try and go through this here. It lags my shit so much. Here, let me see.
It's up to you. That did look interesting. I mean, there's some possibly new stuff in there as well? Because that looked like it had a lot on it.
It's mostly like connecting companies, corporations, political factions or NGOs together with certain things. Like, for example, I got right here Rumble, okay? So Rumble is connected to, if I go down,
What are you
Rumble
sharing?
is, no, I'm not sharing here. I'll share. Okay. All right, last thing, and then I got to go too. I got to get ready for work. I don't know if I'm streaming. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. All right, so this is the TrumpCon one, but
Yeah, we see it.
so yeah, if you look at Rumble, Rumble is connected to
Peter Thiel, Wellness Network.
Yeah.
Eric Prince.
Yep, Eric Prince, which is basically the head of Blackwater, which is a private military corporation. Then you got BlackRock, who basically funded XAI. XAI, obviously that's Elon Musk, but you got Max Levchin, the Boring Company. That's also this right here, which is where is it? That's connected to this right here. Yeah, Tesla teams up with CureVac to make RNA microfactories for COVID-19 shot. So he's connected to the CureVac. That's what Tesla's connected to. Then you got Kash Patel, who's he connected to? He's connected to Christopher Miller, Matt Gates. Patel's company Trishul collects consulting fees, including $130,000 last year from Trump's Truth Social website. That's a lot, dude. I wish I could do that. Like, what are you consulting them on? Like, on memes? Like, what the hell? Yeah, this just goes into a lot of stuff. Here's Pam Bondi. That is connected to And Justice for All, which is another corporation, the Donald Trump Foundation. But she's also connected here. This is an interesting one, actually. Oh, I wish I could read that better.
I'm starting to wonder if it was Ian Carroll a response to this Seven Seas guys. Was he around before Ian?
Oh, you think that Ian Carroll is a suspect?
Oh yeah, dude. He's got a bunch of all those guys he does a podcast with are all shady as fuck, and he won't address any of the claims about them at all. Yeah, Ian Carroll is definitely controlled op.
Interesting. I like Ian Carroll.
I do too. I found a bunch of his information very compelling, but when you don't want to discuss your own partners, like in their shady dealings with Eric Prince himself.
Yeah, you remember when Pfinky was talking about Monsanto as like those guys are evil? Well, George Soros is connected to Monsanto, and then One West Bank.
Monsanto is crazy. Listen, Bayer. I was trying to say this earlier. Bayer owns Monsanto now. All right, and I don't know if you knew about Bayer or what Bayer does or did do in the past. Two things, real quick, that are nefarious is World War II. They sent a message to Hitler like, "Yo, we need 150 people. We're doing medical shit." Hitler sends them the people. They died. Asked them for another 150 people. Sent them. They died. Now that's wild. But Bayer also makes heart medic shit that's for your heart. And they also make the poison that kills dandelions, which is shit that's really good for your heart. Is that a fucking coincidence? Are you coincidence theorists today? I don't know.
It's pretty
By
interesting.
The way, Jeremy, you were talking about the 1,000,000-page file talking about the finances. It's called the
like
Panama
10
Papers.
zillion. What's it called?
Panama Papers.
Oh, you know about the Panama Papers?
Write that down. Somebody write that down.
What do you mean write it down?
I already tagged you in the
down,
chat.
bro. What I say?
That shit's old, bro. Panama Papers. They killed the lead reporter on that late poor fucking lady.
Did they link all the
Yeah.
finances?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
All the money? They followed all the money, all
Yeah,
linked
and
up.
then the lead journalist on it, that chick died. They just wiped her out.
It
She
was
was
like
like
10
what?
10,000 pages long.
Oh, I don't know how many pages it was,
How many
dude.
pages was the Levelist? It's got to be like a million pages.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a huge file.
Yeah, they had whole teams working on it. They did a documentary about the fucking thing. They made like a
We
little
never
mini
talked
film
about that.
about it.
Why do we never talk
Yeah,
about that then?
because nobody knows about it.
Well, I know about it. I mean, I didn't know what it was called, but I knew of it.
11.5 million leaked documents, 2.6 terabytes.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking
They
about.
had
Millions,
all the
bro.
politicians, like everything they've been doing in Panama, right? It was like the big thing was so the way it worked was like Bush allegedly, this is the story. Bush went in there and like set up shop, and all these politicians, rich people, could just run businesses out of Panama, and Panama doesn't force you to pay business tax if you don't operate in that country. Meaning, if you export, it's just your headquarters. You bypass taxes for that country. So all these mega rich people and politicians, even like I think Messi was even tied to him. Lionel Messi. It was so, dude. Like every and anybody who had money was doing this.
Oh, we were wilding in South America for a long time.
Yeah, and they're just
Way
skirting
more.
taxes, and it was all fraudulent. Like
It
the
was
way
way
they were
more
doing
than
it.
just skirting taxes, though. We were bugging down there, having coups of governments and shit.
Yeah, that's kind of what they argue that why Bush's involvement was there in the first place. Is to set that up, and solidify the relationships over there, make sure everything's still corrupt to his
I,
liking.
I, I mean, I think that document would be some good evidence that there's a giant worldwide cabal going on now. Can we use that next time? Can somebody DM that to Pinky?
Well, the
What, the Panama
Dutch
Papers,
politicians
dude?
are even mentioned in the Panama dossier.
If you don't know about the Panama Papers, you miss like a
Bro,
lot.
he just found out about the Bilderberg group. Give him a break. He's new.
No,
Like
he
he's
didn't. I've
fun.
talked to him about
No, he
that. He's so
didn't.
full of
I'm telling you,
shit.
he's playing
I've
dumb,
showed him
dude.
the graph with all the names in the fucking thing. We debated how people get invites to it, who gets to go, all that shit. He's just playing dumb.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I debated
The
him
guy's
on it. I fucking argue with Left Lane about it. I've argued with a lot of these guys about that same dumb shit, and they use the same talking points.
Yo,
Oh,
you
well,
said
I
it's
it's
not
should.
a group.
11.
It's not this. It's not that. It's like, you bitch, it's invite only. Of course
Bro, you
it's a
said
fucking
that.
group.
You said that document is 11. Inside that Panama thing. It's 11 million documents. Some of those documents are probably hundreds of pages long. No, it's got to be like a billion pages in
whoa.
there.
Dude, it took them
Who's
years to get
Yeah, bro.
anywhere with it, bro. An entire
who's this
team of
guy?
journalists. Dude, it was so shady that they were like, the journalist team, they talk about how they were afraid to like put other journalists, they say the industry is so like corrupt. They were afraid to release the info they were getting because they didn't want other journalists to leak their information and their sources.
Have you guys ever heard of this guy? Jim Woolsey? This guy seems to be connected to a lot of shit. I've never even heard of him. Arlington Institute? Let me look him up.
Gio, you got your screen on.
All right, we're going deep.
I mean, we should go ham on these Panama papers. Like, if that links all the money up, that's good evidence that there's a giant worldwide cabal going on. If they're all linked up money wise, right? There's your link. If you're looking for a link, that's a pretty good link. Is money,
That was the smoking gun that should have hit, and it was like nothing happened. It was
Well, it's
such a blow.
nobody understands the financial markets at all.
Plus, the people in charge, the people that are doing the shit, are the ones in charge of making sure everyone gets arrested and shit. Or you
Yeah.
can pardon people. You can do whatever you want. Like, this whole thing's messed up. If you're the president, you could just pardon people. That is wildly crazy. That should not even be allowed. That is crazy that you can just pardon whoever the fuck you want.
You should only be able to pardon somebody on testimony. Like if they testify, on behalf of a case or whatever, then you'd be like, all right, we'll give you immunity for that. But just like random fucking, oh, I'm gonna pardon my son because I know he's a fucking criminal. I don't want him to go to jail. Or my nephew, or my uncle, or my best buddy. And that's what they do, though.
Phi Beta Kappa, baby. That's where these guys are all linked. The Flat Hat Club. Huh. That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, I joined a bit late, but as soon as I saw that first, the image that was on there with the four people squaring compasses and all that, I'm instantly thinking of Karl Marx with the hand in his pocket, in his coat, right, the hidden hand. Go look at a picture of Karl Marx.
Yeah.
And I assure you, he will have a fucking hand in his jacket. Why is he doing that? Bit weird.
I think this is a good rabbit hole to go down. This Phi Beta Kappa.
But also, I'm reminded of a story David Irving told of this dodgy accountant when during the Nuremberg trials they wanted to hang, like everybody wanted to hang this dude, and he was the only fucker that got away, and it's because he was connected to the Masons. He had the connections in the right places, and he got off. I forget his name. I could look it up.
Wow. How many of these guys were presidents?
Go look at the colleges or universities that they've gone to and look at the overlap there through presidents.
Oh, I know. Yale, Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, Georgetown. Space law researcher and editor.
I always used to I always used to tell you a lot to go and watch Eustace Mullins. I love Eustace Mullins. He was the guy who wrote the original Federal Reserve book in like 1951 or something, really old, really early stuff. He was taught by a guy called Ezra Pound, who was basically locked up in a mental institution because he was a very dangerous person. So they had to sort of do something, and they couldn't put him on trial because he would have. Well, anyway, the point is, Eustace Mullins said that any court you go into, and certainly in the UK or in America, you're essentially walking into a Freemasons lodge. And he did a lot of. There's a video he used to post all the time because he wrote another book called The Rape of Justice, where he explains how all this stuff works. And he did a lot of like he was in court all the time, and his little I love that talk in particular because he says if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right, basically. And he's just such a great speaker. And they used to fuck with him all the time. Like he'd put loads of Latin phrases in these these scripts, and nobody understood them. He didn't understand them either, but he just did it because he could, and it fucked the court up. It'd fuck everyone up. And yeah, he used to do things like so there's a certain thing that you do when you walk into like when Masons meet and they say you're a traveling man and all this sort of business. They have little ways of identifying each other, handshake, etc., etc. Well, when they go in a courtroom, they do this motion as if they're throwing themselves on the court. They put both their hands up and they go like that, as if they're throwing themselves on the court, type of thing. So he used to try that. He never got away with it though. He also found a mason's ring on some sort of flea market or one of these car boot sale type things. Like what are they called in America, where somebody has like a sale? I don't know what that. You know what I mean?
Pawn shop.
Yeah,
Pawn shop, flea
but
market.
they have sometimes you have like a garage sale or something like that in
Yard
America.
sale.
And he found like a mason's ring, and he tried that. He wore that in court, and ambles up to the judge, and judge were like, "Nah, fuck off." He knew straight away. So yeah, he's a great character. Oh, Levelist has posted a lot of stuff. And by the way, I'm not saying that everything Eustace was saying was true. Not at all. You know, it's like anything else. You just got to have a look at this speaker and that speaker and sort of use your own discernment. I'm not at all saying that everything he said, because a lot of these they sort of they did tours with each other. So you'd have like David Icke, even Alex Jones, and people like this. And you know, I don't like Alex Jones at all, but they sort of all toured together about a lot of this stuff.
I think
But,
Michael Collins Piper is underrated.
yeah, and they commentated obviously on each other's stuff, so they were learning from each other as well. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people. I mean, I happen to think Alex Jones is actually part of the regime, the sort of controlled op aspect of
What you
it.
think? Of course that
Yeah.
motherfucker is. All he does is disinfo. He takes everything
Yeah,
he
yeah.
reads online and he's like, all right, this is what they know. Let me put it all in a video, act fucking extraordinary about it, flamboyant as all hell, and then muddy the waters
It used to
every single time.
The thing with me is I can hear somebody's voice in 1 second and go, no, not for me. And when I saw that motherfucker crying, you know, he does that fake crying, "Ah!" really dramatic shit. I'm like, what the who's buying into this guy? Well, my brother was a huge Alex Jones guy, and it used to frustrate the hell out of me to no end. And he ended up like buying his supplements and shit like that.
Oh,
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
right.
I still think the episode, it was literally the last time that Joe Rogan was ever live on YouTube or just live in general. And it was with Eddie Bravo and Alex Jones, and it was about 4 hours long, and he thought he was going to die essentially. Like, so he just basically let loose everything all on the table. There's certain parts of that podcast that you could literally go back to, and you'll see that most of the shit that he was talking about came true later on. Like, he was talking about organ harvesting. He was talking about you know, them basically using DMT to make deals with off-world entities, etc. He was talking about how there's going to be AI and like a panopticon kind of thing, where it's not going to be that where you're hooked in with the PKD wire headset, right? But it's actually going to be, you're going to be already absorbed and consumed based off of the daily decisions of your life, because it's a system that already understands all your daily habits and activities, just based off of your social media and stuff like that. And that you're gonna have like this personalized AI agent. This was all in 20. This is right. It was February 2020, by the way. So like right before lockdowns. And I think that's like one of the most craziest episodes you ever see, because there's certain parts of it where he talks about it, like I'm being blackballed. They're trying to find me all this money, etc. They took me off of iTunes, they took me off of this, took me off of that. So he really is scared, right? And yeah, he just basically just goes all out on there. He thought Joe Rogan was basically like controlled op. Essentially, they had an argument about it. So Joe Rogan was like, no, come on my show. I'm sorry. Like, don't worry about it. Like, come here. He was like, Sandy Hook, I am not trying to be defined by Sandy Hook. He was like freaking out, like, because he knew that that's how they were going to take him out, was the Sandy Hook thing. And this is years before the trial, by the way.
Well, let's just imagine for the second that he was actually in on the whole situation and knew, let's just say it were a fraudulent court case, and it's just sort of a public spectacle, as it were, a farce. Then sure, he's going to know, isn't he? Sure, he can then go and do his what do you even call it? I just don't believe a word that comes out of that dude's fucking mouth. So, yeah. I mean, think about what the message sends of this Sandy Hook trial. He gets fined $1 billion or some shit like this. I don't know. I didn't never even followed any. It's like the Q-op thing. When the Q and I'm sure he was a big proponent of that Q-op thing. As soon as I heard it, I was like, "That sounds like bullshit to me." I never looked into it once. I don't know anything more than that about Q-op, right? No idea. Because that's what I do. I'd see a thing and just my discernment kicks in. I go, I'm not interested in that, so I don't
You're
look at
talking,
it.
you're talking about Q-op or QAnon? Because I feel the same way about both of them.
QAnon. Sorry,
Okay,
but
same shit.
it was a Q operation, right?
They're both Mossad operations.
Well, I either I don't
Got him.
know who was the
It wasn't
originator, but I just don't pay attention.
Alex wasn't bad on 9/11. I think like he was one of the first guys that were talking about it.
He was great on
But
9/11, dude. He was great, but
yeah,
the thing is, once you realize that he's this controlled opposition, then doesn't that make you sort of
oh yeah,
it just
it
turned
was
me
the
off
moon
to it.
landing. It was
Yeah.
He's the
the
wrong person to be
Eddie
watching,
Bravo, I
though.
think, and
If you're
I
looking
used
for
to
like
watch
what
him way back then, man, when I was like fucking teenager.
if you're
So
looking for what happened though, he's the wrong person to be watching because he's only going to give you limited like
correct.
popular opinions. He's never going to have
Yeah,
anything
I upgraded
groundbreaking,
later.
no genuine
Yeah, he
like
doesn't talk about the no planes.
research.
He'll
Yeah,
never
or
get into
Judy
that.
Wood.
No.
Judy
Yeah,
Wood or
yeah.
no pay. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't fucks with that, so that's when I was like, all right. I realized it later on. I've heard that he was controlled op, and then I was like, let me check. Yeah, for sure, 100%. But
Dude,
I don't know why he was allowed to talk about 9/11 like that.
know what
It's
it seems
interesting.
like? He takes like the most like I don't know surface level approach, right? Like like something like 4chan. He'll do his research there, and he'll take like the most surface level fucking detective work. Just read through all the responses, what theories people are putting out, and then he just regurgitates that. But then he muddies the water too.
That's what. Yeah, that's the whole point of the controlled op. As soon as he's allowed to talk about it, as long as you're talking about, it's, you know, certain parts of the official story. But as soon as you start talking about Judy Wood or no planes or different things, he's like, nope, no, 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 no. It's got to be. It's got
Yeah.
it's controlled demolition and blah blah blah. And he just wants you to focus on
Right.
part of
Yeah.
it. That's how controlling opposition works. You're allowed to
Oh,
talk
he
about it,
gets
but only certain parts of it. Gatekeeps the actual information.
yeah, he gets visually angry too when like people have challenged him on like, hey, well, what about this part of the conspiracy? And he just fucking goes off the rocker.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
really like his Sandy Hook shit. Like that's what I didn't know that public shootings were all staged too. I didn't
Dude,
think like you know what I mean. But then with the helicopter shot that he showed, I was like, holy shit! Oh my god, they're just making these people come in and out like in a circle out of the whatever the main door out, or in from the
Loop,
main door
loop
out
de
of
loop.
the gymnasium or whatever. Yeah, bro, I saw that loop. I was like, no fucking
listen,
way, it's all fake.
if anyone says
Was
you're
like,
absolutely out of your mind, children died, etc., etc., I'm gonna just post this video for you guys to keep. Just show them this video, and then that's it. You don't need to make an argument after that. It's the guy who's
post it.
like good old Bobby. I keep this one on hand just in case.
Is it the bald dude? The
No, it's
bald
the
cop
guy that
dude?
was crying,
And then laugh.
right? About his where he was laughing
Oh,
beforehand.
yep. And he goes into tears
He's just
live on
like
the
getting
news.
into character. Like if
when
this doesn't prove
that's
it,
that's the most telling there, basically, when he's sort of revving himself up to get into character before it actually starts. That's the bit where you're like, oh, this fucking piece of shit.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not how a man that just lost his kid would act.
Bro, that's that guy
Laughing
just
and
lost his
joking.
daughter.
Yes.
I'm gonna download
Allegedly.
that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
This is all you need to show. That's it, bro. Like
Yeah, this is great. Actually,
he made a
you
book and
download that.
everything. Like he basically capitalized off of the whole thing as well.
No shit.
The
Yeah.
cops
What
on
do you?
cops on the scene were tied to a crisis actor, and they were like picking him off and like, oh, he's been in this event, that event.
Right, but like you know how they use emotional manipulation because it's children, and they what about the families that lost their children? You mean like
Yeah,
this guy?
yeah, they treat it like it's real.
Yeah.
to tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah, like that guy.
Oh,
Well,
see,
that's
look,
the
look at
only
Pinky.
strings they
Look
fucking
at
know how to
Pinky's
play, bro.
response. I thought Pinky had to go. Look what he said. Grieving person
What?
smiled, therefore nobody died. This is gross, dude. No, dude, this is called a
Bro,
crisis
the dude is
actor.
fucking cracking up. He's not just smiling. Like, no, man. Fuck you. I've lost a brother. We all lost people here. Like, fuck off. He didn't lose
Like,
anybody.
if you're gonna turn a blind eye to this, then I don't know. You're actually just probably, I don't know. What the fuck is up with Pinky? Like, how do you just discount this?
Yeah. A
Anyway,
man that just
Do
lost
you
his
want to
child
believe? Look, it's
is
hard
happy.
to. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, a man that just lost his child is happy and excited and laughing all about to go on the media. That's like the last thing somebody would want to do is go on the news and be filmed in their moment of grief.
see,
True.
look at them freak out.
Oh, they're freaking out. Uh-oh. Look, man. To show them that their government is lying to them to that extent, like they don't want to believe that, right? They just head in the sand approach, and no government, whatever this
See,
TV
look,
shows me is real.
dude, look at them freak out in the chat. It's crazy, dude.
Well,
You
kids
know that
died, dude. Be
that
better.
school was
I don't
closed,
know,
right?
man.
Like, it wasn't even a
I
functioning
don't
school.
know. Well, how come those kids are more precious than Iranian kids that just got bombed out of existence? I don't give a fuck that kids died there. Why should I? Fuck
Yeah,
you.
right.
Iranian kids died too, son. And Gazan. Go fuck yourself.
That's
Crocodile tear
young
motherfucker.
Dude, if
For
you don't
your
think
fucking
that's a
sake, shut the
crisis
fuck up.
actor,
You only care about your own kind. If your white skin fucking kind fucking dies, everybody else who gives a fuck? Fuck you. Let's go,
Yeah,
white man.
I
What
actually
you
stopped
got?
looking. I actually stopped looking into a lot of the shootings because it were the crisis actors. They were using a lot of the same people, and it just
yep.
started to become obvious. Like somewhere around, remember that gay
The Boston
nightclub,
bombing.
the gay nightclub
The
thing.
Boston bombing. Yeah, the
I was
Boston. The what was it
The
called?
lady from the Boston bombing.
Pulse.
She showed up on another one.
yeah, I was like, I'm done. I'm out of this now. I
You talking
can't
about
see.
Lena Wynn?
I
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
see
sorry.
more fucking profile pictures of these people. They've literally got fucking profile pics, like actors shots that you see. You're like, what the fuck? But yeah, it just got a bit
Hollywood, mate.
sad.
It's the fourth wall, man. Hollywood, dude. That's what I said. It's all make believe.
But somebody has, and I'm sure it's still on Rumble. Somebody's put together a compilation of crisis actors, and it is actually hilarious. Like, there's this one particular dude. He's kind of a bit rotund, and I think he's got glasses on, and he's like proper chewing the scenery. He's like, "Wow!" like I think it then cuts to Will Farrell in Anchorman, you know, where he's in the phone booth doing the thing. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, go watch that compilation of crisis actors. It's funny. It is actually funny.
I'm gonna tell them. No, that's you. People died. Kids died. Okay, prove it.
They're losing their shit in chat. What have you done, bro?
All I did was post one video that shows that this guy is a fucking
One video.
liar. That's it.
Who does? Let me ask you a question. So, who is this person that I'm going to read about? This person was in charge of contracts, janitorial, snow removal, landscaping, fire alarm systems, and security during the tragic loss of life at Sandy Hook. Who is this person?
Oh, Adam Jones. I don't know.
This
That's
is
a lot of
Candace
job titles, bro.
Candace Owens' father. Her
Yep.
father.
What?
Was in charge. Yes.
No. What?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get
Yeah,
out of
there's
here.
a bunch of shit like that. That's crazy. Oops, sorry.
So
By the-
what? He was
Oh, sorry.
working at the school?
He was,
tell me more about this shit.
So he owns commercial real estate and a bunch of daycare centers. He managed 45 daycare centers. He was in charge of the contract and security on Day of Sandy Hook. Inspected all the facilities of compliance of local, state, and federal guidance. Reopened all centers within 2 weeks of Hurricane Sandy. Basically, this chick did a big deep dive into Candace Owens and her entire family. Like, her family line is wild. She has family from all over the globe, all over South America, all over Africa. It's like, I don't know. It's a very strange family.
He said
Anyway,
Globe sees him.
She
I
married
didn't
into
say
serious
Globe.
money too.
He
And
said
so
Globe.
I said all over the earth.
Did you? I don't. I
Anyway,
actually don't know what
We're
you
gonna
said.
run it. We'll run the tape back. Go
Did you say
ahead. Keep
world?
going. We'll clip it.
Did you
Clip
say the
it.
globe?
Ban him. Ban him now.
Clip it.
Go ahead,
Dude,
Lily.
chat's berging out over
Minus
this
point.
here.
Dude, they're fucking going crazy, bro.
Pretty bad.
They're like, what Left Lane say?
I don't know what
Even if you could,
the fuck is going on.
you might be wrong. It's good enough reason not to speak on it. It's like, what, dude? What?
Let's not forget,
Whatever.
Have you ever
Beasticles.
lost a child, motherfucker? If you ever lost, do you know what it's like to
Now,
experience
now you're
losing a
tugging on the
child
emotional
to
heartstrings, right?
trauma
Emotional
at all?
This is
Oh
how we
god.
manipulation.
don't get to the truth, Left
It's,
Lane.
it's like
No,
it's like such a fucking
Yeah.
horrific thing to go through, and y'all are
So
fucking
don't
making
question
light
it.
as if it
So
didn't
don't
happen
question it at
to
all.
all these people. It's
That's your
How do you
fucking
know it
response.
sick,
happened?
man.
How do you know it happened? How do you know?
That's your
News
response
told them.
because
TV
it's
told me it happened.
it's a very emotional event. Therefore, do not question it. That's your logic.
yeah.
Therefore,
No,
I
you're
must
not
buy it
questioning it.
because
You're
it's so
saying it
emotional.
didn't happen, and you're mocking at it.
No, we're pointing out things that don't line up, don't
No,
add up.
you're not pointing
And you're
out
like,
shit.
you
You're
shouldn't
just
do that.
lying now.
You
No,
shouldn't
you're
do
just
that.
trying
You're
to.
not
You're just an
allowed to think
ostrich
like
in the
that.
sand, bro. You're putting your head in the sand. Put your head in the sand, Left Lane.
I mean, if I told you,
Dude, I
I'm
know a
curious,
dude that
Left
lost
Lane.
they lost their child
Left
in
Lane.
that
Earlier,
How do you
shooting. I
know?
know a guy that lost their
Stay
earlier,
off
child
my
in that
lawn,
Left
shooting.
Lane.
Left Lane.
No,
Left
that's
Lane. Earlier,
bullshit.
you said earlier, Left Lane. You said, how about they measured it and then turned out that it was a globe? Where did they measure it to be a globe? As long as we're talking about who's lying.
I mean, we don't have to go there right now. By the way, that episode I was talking to you guys
Yeah,
about with the Alex
sidestep.
Jones, and the one I was talking about, they took it down. It's gone. So I have it downloaded. So if anyone wants it, I'm
Nice.
gonna post it.
Nice.
I knew it was gonna be important.
Yeah,
Like I
you
knew
got to
it.
download those videos. That's for
I was
sure.
just going to say, Beasticles. You know how you got that Robbie Parker fella
Mhm.
locked and loaded. You ought to also get the guy, the greatest crash actor ever, outside 9/11, where he's like, the buildings fell just due to structural integrity with the temperatures and the. You got to get that guy because he's the original. He's the OG man.
You had it figured out pretty quick, huh?
Yeah,
no,
speaks like a
thank God
bystander's
that
never
guy,
spoke.
Mostly
thank
due to
God that
structural
guy
failure.
thank God that guy was there. Levelist got that shit.
Wait, where is it? I'll probably have to go on Rumble or something. I'm going Yandex.
Do you have the helicopter shot with the people doing the loop de loop in and out of the building, Sandy Hook?
I don't have that
Think
one. Let me
that
see
one.
what I
Bro, the
do have though.
craziest one we got. I don't know if everyone
I
caught it.
would.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted an explanation for that one. Go for it, man.
I don't know if people missed it, but a few days ago we went over this crazy new 9/11 thing that I don't think a lot of people knew about with the band. You guys all hear that one? There's a name of a band called We Are the World Trade Center, and in July of 2001 they came out with an album, and on that album, the 11th track was named September before 9/11 happened. This was months before. That's wild, right?
I didn't know anything about that yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. We didn't know what he did. Nobody knew it. That's crazy,
dude.
bro. The 11th track it's called September, and their name of the thing is I Love the World Trade Center, bro. That's fucking crazy.
I just posted this one from Charlie Kirk incident. Like this girl just supposedly, saw this event and she's just like, well, I kind of like saw him die. It's wild, dude. That could also just be, Xanax or some shit.
What?
Who
She
knows?
saw hit him in the chest. Wait, what?
It
But
didn't
if
hit
I
him in the
told you
chest.
if I told you
Just hit him in the neck.
if I told you a unicorn killed a kid at my house, you can't be like, oh, but you guys are saying
Don't
this didn't
question it.
happen. That's crazy. Think about the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't investigate it. Nope. Detectives, no, they're evil.
It's too
Not allowed.
emotional. You cannot investigate.
Yeah. If it tugs at my heartstrings, the detectives have no business in it.
There we
Yeah,
know.
they're fucking retarded if they're being easily led by emotional manipulation. It's not like that's it. It's retarded, dude. Like you're gonna just turn a blind
Imagine
eye
we
to
force
it.
that on everything.
Israel
We
is
force
just
that on everything. This is an emotional event, therefore nobody is allowed to question it or like dig into it or investigate any of it. Like imagine like telling somebody that lost their wife, "Oh, the police are gonna question you," and you're like, "No, you're not allowed to question him. There's no way he could be a suspect. He's grieving." It's like what?
Oh, is
That
it this
makes
guy?
no fucking sense. Usually, the primary suspect is the spouse.
suspect number one.
Yeah, and the people closest to the victim. And you're like, don't question those people. Oh, okay. So don't catch anybody. Don't search for truth. Got it.
No, it's it's
Don't just
ridiculous.
believe it when it's emotional and the TV tells you it's emotional. Just believe it. Children are dying.
Wait till it
Yeah.
happens to your kids. I'm left lane. I don't want to look into anything.
Planes hit the towers. I was watching with my
What?
roommate. It was approximately several minutes after the first plane had hit. I saw this plane come out of nowhere and just scream right into the side of the Twin Tower, exploding through the other side. And then I witnessed both towers collapse, one first and then the second.
I like
Mostly due to
that.
structural failure because the fire was just too intense. Obviously.
Wait, send me
Right
that
through the
level.
other
Is
side.
it this guy? Is it
Right
this
through the
guy?
other side, he said. Holy moly.
I like it when he
He saw
does the
both sides of the
script.
building. Where was he when he saw
Mostly due
both
to
sides of
structural
the
failures.
plane?
Bro, he teleported from one side of the building.
Those are
Just
big
don't worry about
buildings.
it.
And there's a lot of big
It's okay.
buildings around them.
Hey, structural failure. That's all you gotta
I'd like
remember.
to know where he was
Okay?
standing when he saw
Mostly.
both them buildings. Saw
you can
that
see it
plane
from
come out
here.
both
You can
sides.
see two corners from here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta be at the
if
right
you're
angle.
far away, yeah.
And you're not in the city getting blocked by other buildings.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta be like
'Cause you're gonna look
further
straight
out.
up and you're gonna see fucking buildings when you're down there.
Does his last name end
Right,
with Stein or Berg?
Berg Sheckelstein, I think. That was the last name. If I'm not mistaken.
Wait, that's not it. Send it to me though. Oh, you did it. Okay, you got it. Okay. I need this one for later. I got a whole crisis actors folder. What do you mean you got a crisis actor folder? Your kids died. What happened? What happened if it happened to your kids? That's you, left lane.
Not bad. Not bad.
That accent is funny, bro.
Fuck you, you idiot. Fuck you.
I do it out of love, dude. I wish you would research this stuff, dude.
I laugh out of love.
I just don't give a fuck about crocodile tears, man. I'm
Yeah.
not that kind of guy. All the children are dying. Man, fuck you. They're dying everywhere every day. Shut the fuck up. We're good.
It's just to halt the discussion. That's all it is.
Correct.
Halt the discussion, make the person that's trying to engage with the topic look like there's something morally corrupt with
Bro,
them.
for 3 years. So if I was to take left lane seriously, for 3 years, Gaza's just murder. Israelis are murdering children in Gaza. Did he say anything? Well, children are dying. I didn't hear any of that shit. None of that crying. But Sandy Hook, like, shut up, bro. Shut up. Be real. Be a real person with yourself first before you try to tell me that. Whatever.
Oh, there it is. Nice. That's another. That's the real one, the real full version or whatever.
That's just to be like the 23 seconds when he's laughing and then he does the big sigh to get himself ready.
Yeah, you ready to start? All right. Time to psych myself up. Oh,
Yeah, he gets
I
into
gotta remember my
character.
6-year-old died. Hold on a second. Oof.
I'd have loved it if the interviewer went, And how did you put your penis in a lady?
Crazy, dude.
I mean, it must have been soft, right?
Let's see.
It is a sort of feminine type of energy, though, isn't it? Right? The sort of clutching of the pearls and the crocodile tears, and we've just got a lot of feminine males.
A lot of
That's
low
really what it
IQ
is.
males.
And I listen. I can speak on this because I was very much on the feminist side of things as a youngster. And like, there's a fella on here I talk to, and he calls me woman-brained for that very reason, and he's right.
Woman
You know,
brained.
yeah, I'm woman-brained.
Is that Cuddles? Does it tell you that? Who tells you that?
Nice,
Never
Loggy.
had that.
That's interesting.
He's in the chat now, Loggy.
Ah,
I ain't
Loggy.
talked to him for
Yeah,
ages.
they hang out a lot. They hang out. That British motherfucker. You in here, Loggy? What a British cunt. Where is he at? No, he's not in here. Okay, I'll take that back.
Hey, can I just
Yeah,
say, is Left Lane still in here? Yeah. So, I was kind of listening to all that, but I was just not at my mic. But I just wanted to comment that. Okay, so I definitely don't think it's right to like desecrate the deceased, like no matter what. Like, don't desecrate people that have passed on. However, I don't think that this is desecrating the deceased, like talking about these events, because they're huge events that happened. They were in the media, they were in all of our lives in that way. It was a very public event. So when it's a public event, that changes it right there. Like, it's not just like someone's like, spouse died in a car crash or something. Like, it's a huge public event. There's a lot of question with a lot of the narratives that are going on in the media and all of that. So I think it's actually healthy to be able to question all things. And even if I died or a child of mine died or anything like that in an event like this, I would not feel that it'd be problematic if people were talking about it or questioning or being speculative or whatever it may be, even if that included a theory that they didn't die at all. Because I just don't think that is actually anything wrong. I know that some people think it is. They get very upset. I heard Left Lane kind of get upset. And I understand like emotion and with death and stuff there's a lot there. And I'm interested, Left Lane, if you want to share why you think it's a problem. But I just think, like I said, because it's a large event, people are questioning a lot of the narratives going on. And it doesn't mean you're really hurting them or their families if you question the event. And I would think that if they're in integrity, they would like want people to be able to think freely and question things. It's not like the Holocaust, like trying to, put people in jail for talking about things, and the truth is just the truth. So if you did pass on, if someone did pass on, then, that is what it is outside of people having theories outside of it. And we're not doing anything to like attack those people or their families or anything. We're just talking our own ideas. So for those reasons, I don't think
but
it
it's
is
just
problematic.
virtue signaling, Gio, because you could be like, well, what happens if it happened to your kids? Okay, well, what about abortion, Left Lane? That's okay. Okay, well, what about Gaza or Syria or Lebanon or Yemen? It's fine. What about vaccines that killed and injured people and kids?
It's
Oh, that's
already
that's
already
all
area.
bullshit.
I'll tell you why I'm so passionate about it. Just one instance. This was before I was actually an EMT, which I experienced a bunch of trauma in children and dead kids. But a buddy of mine was in a argument with his girlfriend. It was a pretty bad deal, and he got a gun out, and the gun accidentally went off, and his two boys were in the room, and the gun went off, and it went through the first boy's chest into the second boy's head. He killed both of his sons in one shot,
That's
and we
horrible.
were all there to pick up those pieces. And I've experienced it. I mean, it's like it's the most horrific thing that even if it's not your kid, it's the most horrific thing you can experience. And I've
It's horrible.
experienced it, and so it flies on me when we talk about these children and the potential death of children, and then it's like it's being mocked as though it
It
didn't
should make you
happen.
Well,
furious,
let's
Left
make it
Lane.
It
analogous.
goes right through me, and I can't help it.
All right, let's
Dude,
make it
Left Lane, it should
analogous to
make
the
you
video.
furious. Oh, sorry.
After after the children died, was anybody in that circle laughing before they got onto the news? Was anybody at any point laughing and joking, or were they all fucking miserable in grief? because their whole world just got fucking rocked? Or were they just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, cool, good joke, Mr. Policeman?
What it is, it's a smoky haze of an event that you really can't describe. It's pretty crazy. Slipping in the blood, trying to get to the boys to help them, and you couldn't get to them because your feet were slipping in their blood that was poured out on the ground.
It's not a
You know,
response.
it's just a bad scene. You're
Okay,
talking
so
about stupid shit that's irrelevant to what I'm
No,
talking
it's
about.
actually
I got you,
fucking
Pure. Hold on.
relevant because you're saying, go ahead.
We'll see. We'll see if this works. Okay, so left lane. If you feel this way, and I agree with you. What you just described is absolutely horrible, man. Like that is horrible to deal with. So like you should be furious if someone is lying about the deaths of their own child in order to make capital gains. Because that's what happened with Robbie Parker.
I don't know. Guy that I worked with that made trucking.
Hmm.
I forget if it was his nephew, his son. I can't remember, but was the parent of one of the children that was killed at Sandy Hook. And I mean that was a real deal. I don't know.
All I'm saying is, if we could provably show you that Robbie Parker lied about his kid dying, not just based off of that video, but based off of the actions that he took afterwards, would you be more open to it?
Who's Robbie Parker?
The guy who was laughing in the video right before he was about to go on live television and talk about the death of his 6-year-old daughter.
Oh, I don't know. I would need to see the context of that situation and you know what he was laughing about, or if it
No,
was
watch the
nervous
video.
laughter, or if it was
No, he
kind of
was
you know
he was
kind of thing. It's kind of like the
I'll show you.
parents of the lady on the shuttle launch. You know,
Just
you
watch the
catch one
video,
frame,
dude.
one snapshot where it looks like the guy's smiling, but if you watch the video, he's obviously not smiling. He's distraught.
Yeah, you're ad
And
hocing
you know
for a
they get
video
one
that you
little
don't want to
capture of
watch.
it. You know, it
Got it.
doesn't
Well,
look
here, if I
like
show you
it.
the
That's
video,
real
left
honest
lane,
of
I
you.
want you to be honest with me, okay? Because I like you said, you would be furious, right, if someone was lying about the death of their child in order to make money. Wouldn't you be furious? Check out the stream, left
Oh,
lane.
that's unheard of. It would be, yeah, that would just be
Evil.
bottom. I don't know how far down you want to call that. Yeah,
No,
sorry
exactly.
is sorry is, you know.
Right. This is why I want you to look into this, because this is, one of many psyops that were pulled on the public. I'm waiting for you to join the stream, left lane.
Was there a birth certificate or a death?
I'm waiting for you to join
Oh,
the stream. Are you able to watch a video right now, or are you driving?
no,
All
I'm
right, check it
driving,
out.
but I clicked on it. Slow.
Watch him. Ready to start? Got to psych myself up now.
Shit, I'll join the stream too, man. Why not?
No, I don't see that abnormal.
Of course not. Of course not. Because I'm sure that was. I'm sure that's what happened with your inner circle during your event too. People were laughing and joking.
Yeah, was that guy laughing who you talked about, left lane?
Yeah, when he accidentally killed those kids,
At any
his
point was he
kids.
laughing?
Yeah, it's kind of like a no, yeah, it's hard to
Yeah, no, he
describe.
wasn't.
Yeah, the guy basically. This is what he said, right? He said he laughed, right, and then he said, "All right, you ready to start?" Psychs himself up, and then says, "My name is Robbie Parker. I just lost a like." He basically goes into fucking character, dude. It's
Yeah, but somebody
obvious.
could just somebody like Left Lane who's trying to justify it could just make the argument that it's like, how outrageous is it that somebody's asking you to speak on the death of your child, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll do it because somebody's got to do it. So it's like I'm trying to be normal with these people. What am I going to do? Cry in front of them? I'm a man, so
And then it's like, all right, I guess, like, how ridiculous is this? And he puts on a smile and says, I guess you're ready to start. I guess I'm gonna talk about my dead kid. And it's like you have this smile, like, I'm not happy. I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. I guess I'm gonna talk about my kid. You know?
Well, you need that transition point where you weren't thinking about the death of your kid, but now you are. Because that's clearly happening in that video.
I don't. It's not that you could justify that it's not that clear. That the guy asked him, hey man, like your
You don't
shoes
see a
untied. What are you
transition?
supposed to say? He said, hey man, your shoes untied, Robbie. And he says, is even well, I can't think of anything besides my daughter. I can't even talk about shoes. He can think about something else for a moment, like just even for like 5 seconds.
Let's say you're right. Let's say you're completely correct, right? Why does he ask, "Are you ready to start?" Has a completely different persona afterwards, where he like literally prepares himself for media, like as if he's media trained.
No, it's like, is this it? Are we ready? This is it. I'm going to start just talking about my kid now. Let me know when. You ready? I guess I'll start talking.
Yeah, have you seen someone actually losing their child talking on the news or like on a podium, like in order to basically, they have no other choice because either A, it was like some type of, police officer or government official or something like that where it was like a wrongful killing and they have to
I've been
go
to
and make it public because otherwise, it would be overshadowed. You know what I mean?
I don't know about the whole podium thing, but I've been to plenty of funerals where sometimes it'll be like, their mom just died, and they're holding it together. They're laughing. They're hosting like this funeral event. And it's their mom who's died, right? And then sometimes it's like, it's almost like I'm more upset than you about, my aunt who's your mom. Like, how are you holding it together? You just can't figure. It doesn't make sense always perfectly, but they're still upset. They'll make a joke. They'll come up and they'll make the joke. They'll be like, "Oh man, hey, look at you. You look like shit."
Yeah,
It's
around
like,
friends and family. Yeah, I could see
yeah.
something like that, maybe, right? But not in front of a bunch of strangers where you just completely let your guard down, feel comfortable, and start laughing and joking. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The only people that would be able to snap me out of like grieving would be like close family. I don't know. Maybe other people just aren't like that. But to me, I just can't relate at all.
It's
The
funny.
only they're like the I've been in tough situations where then like people come up, like people don't know anything that just happened to me, right? And then they walk up, like whatever I don't want like say what it is, but like say something just happened, and it's like some crazy shit, and then somebody doesn't know anything. They're just like passing by. They're like, and then you got to put on a normal face, and you do it. You just put on a normal face, even though you just got this phone call or whatever. You don't
But no
break
tanks.
down in front of strangers. It's weird.
You ever thought about the connection, like literal connection to when they say, it was a bad actor?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Why
you're
did they
saying
use
that they're
that term, bro?
because they're weird. My friend Jay uses it too, and he's a weird little Democrat.
Like there was a couple of bad actors that we had to take out, right? Or whatever. But it's like, what if they're literally bad actors? They're like B real Hollywood actors that didn't make it, so they just make them crisis actors, like literally bad actors.
Yeah, I mean, there's more evidence that they're crisis actors, and they're in multiple different crises. Crises. The
Yeah,
ones where they'll switch out the kid, they'll be crying. Apparently, they got kids across the country that keep getting murdered. I mean, there's other stuff. I'm just saying, if this is the one piece of evidence in a nutshell, and you're somebody like Left Lane, you could say, I could definitely see handling the situation. What are you supposed to do? Cry every second of your life? You got to keep drinking water just to keep crying? What are you going to do?
yeah. I mean, the chick Lena Wynn. Have you ever seen that?
I'm not good with names. Can't even remember
She
your
was
name.
basically the Asian chick that was on CNN promoting like everyone needs to wear masks and do social distancing, and the vaccines are safe and effective. And she's basically a crisis actor. She's already media trained because she was one of the interviewees on the Boston Marathon bombing.
Oh right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's other stuff. There's other. So it's like when you get that, the thing is like you're looking at maybe you're looking at that Parker guy doing the thing, along with the tie-ins of where he's connected to other situations or connected to people at high places. Where if somebody's just looking at that in a vacuum, they can't imagine it's possible, and they're going to justify it and say, well, how else do you want somebody to act?
I got $100, or you know what? I'll put, I don't know, my entire life savings into. They're actually like bad B-roll fucking actors. The whole thing's a
Right?
the whole
Bad
thing is a shame.
actors.
It's some of the money from the monopoly money that we used to trade to the jail to everything. Listen, it's monopoly, and we agree to it. Okay, so it's a fucking game.
Like, what was the most
And we
recent?
that's.
Not sorry.
I'll go ahead, man.
I was gonna say one of the it's not the most recent, but like the January 6th thing, right? Like, so some of the people there were actors, not all of them, but then it just now it's like so now you got like some like FBI guys or CIA guys mixed in there acting just like the other guys, and then me or you or whoever we call it out. We go, look at that guy's an actor too. He's the guy who's next to the FBI guy, but he's not an actor now. Now we look like idiots or something, or we look stupid because you only need like a few actors. They don't all have to be actors.
Yeah, for sure. It's just the ones that were caught in different crisis, right? Like that one lady from the Boston Marathon. I forgot which other Biesticles. You know which other? I think I just heard you talking about her. What was the other thing she showed up in? There's a couple of them that were caught in different, you know, events. So it's like that makes no fucking sense.
They do this.
You just
They
do
do
the math on
different.
that. The
Yeah,
odds.
same person.
Holy shit, man.
Maybe slightly different haircut. Exactly. Just doing the same fucking routine. It's
Who's
But I
that
was-
guy? George Zinn, I think maybe was his name, but he was in the Charlie Kirk. He was like that kind of older guy that was sort of shouting, like,
Oh, the one that distracted everybody?
yeah. And he was also like, there were several other things. I think he was in one of the bombing events and also 9/11.
Yeah, and like with
Yeah,
that, like,
9/11. Right.
at some point, like you might
Heard
not,
about that.
like we might not be able to say like I definitely know that everything is fake, but I know that this is enough coinciding issues to know that I shouldn't trust these people. That there's something. This isn't all natural, for sure.
Well, if that's all
I'm
you're
betting.
saying, hang on a minute. If that's all you're saying, I don't see the harm in that. That's not, if you're just saying I shouldn't fully trust these people, I just don't see the harm in that. Right? Let me just get beasticles because there's a thing gnawing in my brain somewhere where I'm not sure if you've seen this clip, but it's like you get these like. I'll try and paint the picture of what it is. It's like refugees or something. So it's like Syria, or that's how it's painted in my head. And they're running on a runway, and there's an aeroplane in the background, or so we think, but it's actually an inflatable. And you
Oh,
only
yeah,
really,
yeah.
you only really see it when you look at the windows. The windows really give it away. Until you look at the windows, you just think, oh, they're just running alongside an aeroplane, but they're not. It's an inflatable. You've seen that clip?
Yep. And there was I can't remember. Oh God, I wish I could remember the media event. But do you remember that like series of like quote unquote Islamic terrorists that were running over people? Remember
Right.
that? With
I remember a
cars?
big one with the
There's so
van.
many.
The van.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it in UK? The
Dude,
main
you
one,
could.
or
I don't know. No, I think it was like in Florida or something. Or it was. I think it was in America. I think it might have been in UK, but you could
yeah, that was
freeze frame
yeah.
it.
Ran over
And you
like
can
10 people
see
or
the
some shit.
mannequins. Yeah, they're mannequins though. In the video.
I haven't looked into that one. Nice. Okay.
I'll find it.
I've never looked into that. All right.
By the way, what's his name? David Hogg or whatever. The guy who was basically like, "Oh, we need to, have more gun control," who was part of the Parkland shootings or whatever. The guy who was basically saying like, we need more gun control because of the, these horrible shootings. David Hogg was also one of the guys that basically sent up a weather balloon to like disprove flat earthers or some shit like that. David
Sometimes
Hogg.
they do both, bro. They take advantage, like the Iran situation, right? There was a genuine demonstration against the government, and they took the opportunity. They had agents on the ground, and they were shooting at police and all that stuff. So sometimes it's both.
An interesting history. This is why I'm betting that this is all fake. If you look into the start of television and the inventors and what happened and how nobody or the guy that invented TV made not even a fucking penny off of his invention, and it never took off. But then somebody pushed the television forward. Somebody funded the money into this. It never took off. People don't give a fuck. Radio is good enough. Who was it? And when you see who it was that pushed the TV forward in the 30s, you'll understand. So like, oh shit. It's like, correct. You got to follow the money and the inventions that fucked us over into this shit. It's this magic screen that we all believe. Or it was the politicians? The politicians pushed the TV. They're like, if we can put this in every home, we can get a voice for ourselves. Like, yay. So
Yeah,
it's
that
pushed
was
by fucking
definitely
politics.
yeah, that was definitely done on purpose. But then the internet came along, and everybody is a TV station, so it kind of like backfired on them.
Yeah. So I believe the internet was also done on purpose, but I think my dad's perspective onto this, he's correct. He's like, these Rothschilds and all these guys, they're old fucks. They're dinosaurs. They underestimated what the internet can do, even though they're the ones that released it. Right? It was a Navy project, right? Then they had it since the 60s, and then they released it to us. So it's like, okay.
Well, yeah, it's like a double-edged
I
sword.
think they underestimated that shit.
Yeah, did they predict that everybody would have a phone in his pocket that would be able to live stream stuff right from where they are all across the world? I doubt they figured that one out.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not to that extent. Because that does them harm. It's no good for them. When you have a camera too, and you got the streaming ability to.
Yeah, so controlling the narrative, they're no longer able to do to a certain extent. Yeah, but now we have the internet, we have alt media, and literally anybody could video clip right on the ground. The bomb went here, this happened there. Yeah.
I just measure the world, like how many sheep versus shepherds by like the MAGA. What's the percentage of MAGA left? All right, these are the sheep. That's the percentage of sheep we have in this country. Like absolute sheep, right? We just slaughterhouse. I don't know. They're useless.
Real
But
quick,
everybody
just to
else
add
is. So it's like 70-30. It's not bad.
to add one more to the false flag slash crisis actor saga. What about John Pelletier, who was the captain during the Harvest Route 91 Harvest Music Festival? He was the incident commander of that whole thing with the guy Paddock, Stephen Paddock, up in the hotel room. He ran that show, and then just coincidentally left to go to Hawaii to be the police captain for the Lahaina fires as well.
Yeah, there's no question they do that. Look, they did the same thing in Ukraine, right? They instigated that overthrow. I mean, that's what the CIA does. There's at least 70 government takedowns directly instigated by the CIA. Proof, everything.
What? I thought we were a charity organization, bro. How dare you? We do
My
charity.
government loves me. It has my best interest at heart.
Oh,
I
they all
tell
think
you
this
what
deep
our
down.
mission here at the CIA is. Our mission here is to spread charity, open up NGOs all over the place to topple your government. We got NGOs everywhere. We're doing
I
good for
mean,
the
it's
world,
in their
right?
mission charter that is literally what they do. Like Dairy Queen makes ice cream. That's what they do.
We topple your ice cream brand, bro. That's what we do.
Yeah. Go with Gravel. What's the guy's name? The guy who invented soft ice cream by accident. You guys know that story?
I do not. Go for it.
Well, I'll be real quick. I think his name is Gravel. He was transporting ice cream, and one day the truck broke down and it was starting to melt. So he started selling it right on the spot, and that's where soft ice cream came to be. But that's a whole different story there.
So a dude by the last name of Gravel, invents soft ice cream by accident. It's pretty good, or discovers it. Not bad. It's the Gravel.
Well, it's big in America, right? That brand.
Gravel.
Big in America. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, McDonald's is infamous for always having the machine broke.
Well, yeah, that's another
That's a different
lawsuit
story.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
freaky as well.
That's actually pretty cool, man. I mean, look, if you manufacture machines that are essential to society, you're gonna toss in a little fuckery in there, aren't you? If you're dishonest, of course. Why would you not? I mean, I wouldn't, because I want to be proud of my machine. Shit don't break down. It's a different story, though. It's like back in the 1800s, 1900s. That's how they built shit. It's like, I don't want it to break down because it's my invention. Versus just mass production. If it breaks down, get another.
I was a bartender at Red Robin for a while, and that was the worst part of the job, was having to break down the soft serve machine. Fucking hated it.
Red Robin does pretty good burgers, man. Well, the one near me does.
Are they even still in business? I heard they were.
We got a
on high
good
time.
one. Oh, we got a real good one near me. I'll go there, spend a bunch of money. I have no worries. The burgers are always cooked right. The eggs always over easy. Oh yeah.
No, smash burgers, bro. Big fan of smash burgers.
I used to take my nephew there after his games, well, in practices too. Get a little meat on his bones.
What's the latest, Essie? Anything else with the war? It's been
Dude,
kind
you
of
know
slow.
what? You know what you got, Ian, is an In-N-Out burger, or California anyway. I'd love to go to California. In-N-Out burger. Love
Yeah,
to try
In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out. Oh, dude, it's
Are
great.
those good burgers?
Yeah,
though?
just wind me up. Just wind me up. It's okay. It's fine.
For a cheap burger, for a cheap fast burger, it's a good
Exactly.
burger.
For a cheap fast, you cannot compete. Like McDonald's, if you get a quarter pounder, it's more expensive, and it's not even meat versus
Carl's Jr.'s
real
Five
meat.
Guys? Is it better than Five Guys? Because that's probably the only.
I haven't tried Five
fast food
Guys.
burger I'll eat.
Five Guys is more expensive. No, it's not better, but
Okay.
it's close enough.
Yeah, then I don't even want.
Okay. No, In-N-Out is pretty dope. For $5 a burger, you can't beat it. I think.
Not even $5.
Oh shit! Well, it's more expensive where I'm at than $5.28, man. For double.
So I posted the story of Carvel soft ice cream. Why we have soft ice cream? It blew my mind when I heard about it.
That's good.
I thought you were going to talk about the Mapimba. Whatever that is, Mapimba effect. I was like, oh no, not that bullshit. Mapimba. Can't pronounce his
Fudgy
name. He's
Whale.
African, obviously.
Cookie Puss.
The Mapimba effect.
I think Riggs has it. He was the one that showed me, but it was some type of like documentary about like these Florida kids from NASA or whatever who are like launching like a balloon or like a satellite into space, and it was like really cool. And David Hogg was part of that team, dude. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it.
David Hogg looks awfully similar to the school shooting kid too.
Which one?
Don't hassle the hog, bro.
I'll try to find.